Official. 10 minutes late official, but it's official. I love the Rick and Morty shirt. Yeah. My crazy mother got it for me. Absolute batshit wild. She's like, look, son. It's me and you. I was like, Mother, that's not a family portrait. I know it really seems like it could be, but it just isn't. Make them pretty teleport lines. Like I said, I'm just reusing everything. We're getting going. We're firing her up. You know, it's fine. It's cool. Appreciate everybody being here. I'm sorry that, like, I should reward you guys. Normally I feel like I hit the, like, go live and I have, like, the most energy and, like, right at the beginning, and you're all rewarded for being here on time with my dumbassery, and then it, like, tapers off. But this time you're being punished. You're here on time, and I'm not here on time. I'm like, all of you people have to watch me get ready while I drink my sweet strawberry lemon drink. You know, I hated this drink at first, but it's grown on me. I like it a lot now. Kind of weird how that happens. Yeah, the first one I didn't like. The second one I thought was okay. And then the third one I've enjoyed. And bloop, bloop, bloop. Oh, man. Everything's done. I was the exact same with the pegging. Wait, what? League took my soul, says Gui. Oh, no. How the hell did I get a couple followers? I haven't said anything on Twitter in like 4 days. Oh my god, Rocket Arms has done something. What has Rocket Arms done? He retweeted our man QT. Hell yeah, I'll retweet our man QT. It's a good thing to do. Alright. I'm awake. I'm here. I'm ready. Gotta get that restream going. There we go. That way I can catch those YouTube bots. Those damn YouTube bots. You know, those are bastards. They're everywhere. Alright, we got restream up. We got everything hooked up. We're all good. We're all Gucci. Let's flip it over to the game dev side of things and get it rolling. Game dev TV. Music soundtrack. Keep it playing though. Minimize Discord. And Epic Games. Let's get you running. Flip over. Boom. You just came from his stream. Been in it since I stopped the streaming. Nice. You're working tonight. I thought you normally had Mondays off. I know your work schedule's crazy, so there is no normal. But intended to have Mondays off. You're not at work. Oh, I thought whenever you're... Oh, yeah, that's right. You said you had to jump off to get the kid. That's right. That's the same as work, right? Slowly building up more shit over here. Dream Builds VR. Free now, Damon X. I also don't work tomorrow because I don't feel like it. Hey, that's what your staff's excuse normally is. Oh boy, we can get a giant mech game. I'm not really so certain that I'm a fan of mech games. Oh my gosh, it's Joe Dirt. Holy shit. Look at that. Look at that handsome son of a bitch. For Joe Dirt, I'll get this game. I don't know if this is going to show anything that I don't want it to show, so I'm just going to pull it off. No, it looks fine. Steam VR. Oh, that's weird that it's asking for access now. We've done this like 100 times. But they asked for my shift, and I can't say no to a free day off. Sounds about right. Sounds pretty agreeable. What else we got going on here? Anything new in the marketplace? I'm just delaying. That's all I'm doing. Get out of here. What's new in the marketplace? Anything free? Free for the month? Is it a new month yet? And nope, not a new month yet. Procedural level generator. That's something we ought to mess with at some point. I didn't realize that that was one of the things. I remember being like, what the hell, this medieval pack for $250? I remember us talking about that. This damn thing launched yet? Holy shit, what's taking so long? Oh, it is launched. All right, sweet. I didn't realize. All right. Well, let's put on Visual Studio real quick. And I think we're good to go. Hopefully we don't have to make any changes to the constructor. I really don't want to mess with that. It's almost the birthday time. I know. It's unfortunate. I've done nothing birthday related. All them years ago. Yeah. It's all amounted to this. The weird face on the wall. The weird holographic face. That's the pinnacle of Shinny. Which one was his birthday again? What do you mean? I didn't birth, I emerged. I just manifested out of nothing. It's tomorrow. February 1st. Everything's frozen. We're frozen! Oh no! Oh, well, it's doing its thing. Did we do the midsection quiz last time? I don't think we did. Oh, no, we didn't because we're way the hell down here. All right, so last time we were setting up to use the spline to make a pretty visual, and we got like all the balls, we got all the digital nodes, the little ball nodes going, but we don't have a spline applied to it yet, so that's probably what we're going to be doing over these next couple ones, and we might, it's possible that we call it an early stream after that's wrapped up, because I mean I'm running late, I'm a little sleepy, I'm a little out of it, you know, so we'll see how we're feeling at that point. Because I mean I know that says 40 minutes of video, but if I know anything, that's closer to 2 hours. That'll be, depends on if they have any coding assignments, because those assignments, whoo, they kick my ass. Ugh. All right. Well, let's get it going.
Dynamically spawning meshes.
Might turn down
these
this a
tiny
little bit.
spheres here inside each path point. We're going to be dynamically creating those components and setting their position and mesh inside C++.
I wonder what the point of making little balls inside of there is.
This is also that we can eventually draw the path along this teleport ray. So let's dive in without further ado and see how it's done. Okay, so we figured out at this point how to
Dustin,
get
are you still programming?
But we want to actually render that properly.
You're still doing the MIT or
something that we can
what, Harvard or whatever the hell it is?
So let's remind ourselves how we're going to be drawing this parabolic path. There's 3 steps, and we've done step 1 and 2. Predict the projectile path, then create a spline that goes over that projectile path and make sure that it's smooth. And then the final part is we want to overlay the spline with segments of a deformed mesh using a U-spline mesh component. In order to
we have not done that.
We need to be able to generate new components, new U objects at runtime. And previously, we've never actually done this. What we've done is we've created
only done it in the constructor,
runtime, perhaps, but we've never actually created a component at runtime. Now, how do we go ahead and actually create runtime components? Well,
how is Pokemon
there is a very handy
Arceus been?
function called new object.
Seems like it's Pokemon Breath of the Wild.
For generating new
like if somebody liked Breath of the Wild but they didn't like
what
Pokemon,
I want to go ahead and do is
they'd probably still like that game.
Object in our scene, perhaps at begin play, as a proof of concept that we can do this. And I'm going to do this with a U static mesh. So we're going to have a variable to store it in once it's created in begin play. So I'm going to put this under where we
am excited for whenever we go to like refactor this. Thing seems like it's getting massive.
And kept around. It's going to be a class U static mesh component, like so. We want a pointer to it, and we're going to call this dynamic mesh. because we're not actually going to need it. We're just using it as an example.
Surprised it's not called like
now let's go
dynamic
to begin
spline.
play, and at the bottom of begin play, I'm going to create this static mesh, and I'm going to do it with the new object factory method. Takes the type parameter, which is going to be the U static mesh.
It's interesting that it's a method.
And it doesn't need to take anything
or whatever
else,
the hell.
but
This is a bit of a strange syntax, I think. Static mesh, not socket, component, and I need to move the video because it's over the chat side. That's why I paused it. Yeah, I can see both.
Link to the kind of parent object. The new object has gone ahead and created a new dynamic mesh, but that's not enough when creating new objects.
We need to make a bunch of these, right?
Attach it, maybe. Now, previously with attachment, we've done a setup attachment. This can only be done in the constructor, same as create default subobjects can only be done in the constructor. And so we've got to go ahead and do a dynamic mesh arrow. And we want to, instead of setup attachment, we want to use a different function here called attach to component. So we attach.
All right, and then are we going to attach this to the spline?
Component, which in this case, I'm just going to use. What should we use as a good example? I'm going to use the VR root as an example. So we're going to attach it to the VR root. That'll show us whether it's working properly. And you need to give it some attachment rules as well. How do you want it to attach? F, attach, attachment transform rules. And if you have a look at the docs for the attachment rules, you will see that there are different rules for location, rotation, and scale, but it's quite straightforward. There are some constants in here which have some various presets, so we can do a keep relative transform, keep world transform, snap to target.
I don't know which one of these we want, but I think that we want one of these.
So we're going to do a keep relative transform. Basically, this means we've initialized it with a 0, 0 transform, and we want it to be 0, 0.
Oh,
so
okay. All right, that makes sense. That makes sense.
I'm going to do colon, colon, keep relative transform. That's set up the attachment and a socket name if you need it. We don't need a socket name. So that's set up attachment. There is another part which is registering this component. Now, previously, we've never had to register a component because if you do it in the constructor, everything that is a default subobject
all this stuff up
will
here
be registered by default. But we do have to register all the components we create dynamically. And if we don't, really funny things happen. So I was sat there debugging this problem for a very long time, and I can't remember exactly how it manifested, but it seemed like the component was present in my blueprint, but then when I loaded up in the world, it was no longer there, it wasn't behaving, it wasn't actually acting. So it's very important that you call register component. If there's ever any weird behavior with something that's dynamic, do check that you are calling register components as an
That's something I will forget about.
Function belongs to a actor, so any component really is going to have this register component. So with that said, you're going to end up with a static mesh that is dynamically created at begin play and is going to be childed to VR root. So let's check.
Always think it's the second because that's your grandfather's birthday?
That that's indeed happening. What I expect
Dustin's
is that we
birthday
won't see any
is like the
static mesh
4th, I think,
tool in the blueprint. And then when we hit play, we should be able to see
it's something really close nearby as well.
That's the prediction. Let's see if it's true. I'm gonna go over to
There's a bunch of February birthdays. One of the guys at the college I went to that lived in the dorms, like right across the hall. I think he was early February as well. I think we almost have the same. Maybe not. Maybe I'm thinking of Dustin whenever I'm thinking of that. Oh. Speaking of which, so Dustin has seen Merdicia come in here. Hey, Belly Arms, what's good? How you doing? Thanks for swinging by tonight. Appreciate you being here. But I don't know if Dustin knows that Goldwind is also somebody he knows. Goldwind's been in here a couple of times. Yeah, what's good? What are you up to tonight? Good old Belly Arms? Does it? Oh, man. I don't know why I haven't had the mental imagery before now, but right now, for the first time, Belly Arms has made me think of that ASDF skit where they have like Dr. Octagonopus, and he's like, blah! he's firing his laser or whatever. Doing good. Just had a birthday also. we all just need our own aquarium because we're all Aquarius. Good think of Goro from Mortal Kombat. I saw Mortal Kombat TikTok lately. Probably from you because I don't own TikTok and I'm never on TikTok. But you send them all to me, you bastard. It was either you or Dustin. But it was like a quartet of people doing the Mortal Kombat theme. Kind of cool.
That we have no static mesh. VR root does not have.
Hope you had a good
static
birthday,
mesh on
Belly
it.
Arms.
You can see it has a camera, left controller, right controller, but no static mesh. Let's go ahead and hit play and switch on over to the editor. Have a
All right, so what he was saying is we just attached that dynamic mesh. And what he was saying is if you go into the character, which we'll do real quick, it doesn't show up on the side, and that's because we're not instantiating it immediately. We are making it dynamically once it's running. So yeah, there's nothing here named dynamic mesh. And now once we launch the game, and since I have it on low graphics, it closes it. Now we launch the game and we go over and we click on our blueprint character and we look at all of our stuff. Ideally, we see a dynamic mesh here. Maybe I fucked it up. Be under VR root. Maybe it's on VR root itself. Left controller, right controller. We did something wrong. We'll find out in a moment. We'll see if it works for him because this is what he's looking at. Yeah, thanks. It was pretty chill. I'm old now. Hey, I'm getting that too. To actually old people, I'm young, but to young people, I'm old. I'm ancient. I'm like 27 or 28 or something like that. My legs are falling off. My arm's broken. Losing my mind all the time. I'm the real old. Old is decided by the age of your heart, and I haven't moved at all, so I'm definitely the oldest. Good old sedentary lifestyle. Alright, does this work for him? Let's see if it works for him. It's not working for me.
Open up the details of
Please
the
don't
VR
work.
character, have a look down in the VR root, and sure enough there, you can see that there is a static mesh component number 2.
I was looking for something named dynamic mesh. So maybe it's working just fine. I know. It's not working for us. That's for damn sure. Fuck. Because yeah, we attach it to the VR root, right? VR root, keep relative transform, register the component, use static mesh component. So there should be a use static mesh component off of the VR root. This is the VR root right here. And there's no static mesh off of it. We got a controller. And we got another controller. We don't have a static mesh. Whoops. Well, I'm just gonna not worry about it. We're gonna keep on keeping on. Damn zombie Oogie. Are they fixing that HMD offset shit caused by the room scale? It's not fixed by default. We have fixed it in the code base. One of the previous lectures went over it. And I'm glad that they went over it because I failed that coding challenge. I came really close, but I did not succeed on that one. That's why we have the VR root as something that we're creating here. The issue is Unreal Engine, as a part of the code behind the scenes, a character, which is a pawn, I think if we go up the inheritance chain, character pawn question mark, I think it's a pawn, and then the pawn has the requirement, yeah it is, has the requirement that it's either the pawn or the character. One of these two has the requirement that a mesh is the root and you can't change it because it's just built into the engine that way. And that is a problem for VR because the camera is where you're at, not the mesh. And so there was some work done into making that work correctly. And Let me see if I can see where this is at, because it's actually something I'd be interested in refreshing my memory on, because I don't entirely remember what it is. Yeah, it's just as we move, we're negating the camera offset. So we have to get the camera offset and then negate, like, just move things around a little bit in order to get it to be in line. And I did not do this. The addition or subtraction or whatever, messing with vectors, I mess it up almost every time when we go to messing with vectors. Yeah. Gave up and used the VR expansion character. Yeah, we could. This is what, like 15 hours of streaming, I think. I think this is the 7th one. So we've had 6 streams at about 3 hours a stream. So 18 hours have been put into this. But I mean, we're not really working too hard whenever we're streaming and goofing off with you guys. So still a lot of time whenever, like, I did one stream a while ago of just like ad hoc trying to slap together a game real quick and just using assets, pulling other people's code and things like that. You can get a lot done. It's a lot better to use tools that are given to you instead of building everything from the ground up. But this is fun. I'm enjoying this. I like the stress-free of just like I can talk with you guys and goof off and follow what they're telling me to do. So it works both ways, and I do plan on like trying to use this as like just the base and then moving forward once we get out of this. It also is kind of nice just to like see the guts. It's kind of cool to see how the sausage is made every now and again, but not always. Gave up. That's all. Give up on use the VR expansion character. Yeah, Alan's tried messing around with Unreal Engine a time or two. Got lots of good ideas, but you gotta be able to put the nose to the grindstone. Oh god. And yeah, I think Dustin is messing around with following it's either an MIT course or a Harvard course that's up for free, which is kind of interesting. And then he's looking into potentially doing the A+ thing, which is not programming at all, but it's a lot quicker to get into. All right, well, it works for you. It didn't work for me. We followed the exact same code, but he's in Unreal Engine 4 and I'm in Unreal Engine 5.
Look at the transform. You can see it's at
I think we can just keep it going. Actually, it might be worth checking the discussion topics to see if this forum post says anything about it. It's interesting that here. Normally, these discussion topics are other participants in the course posting questions or whatever. It seems like a bullet point of this video. Can I see after running the game and selecting my character? This is what I'm running into. And you tried reloading the character blueprint and restarting the editor and never showed up. I ended up adding visible anywhere to the U property in the header file of the dynamic mesh pointer. And after that, once it ran the game in the details tab, the new static mesh was listed, but I could not see the new cube that was created. I was walking around looking for it, and it happened to see my shadow on the wall, and it was the shape of a cube. I moved my head to the side slightly, and sure enough, the cube had spawned right over my head. Interesting. Get out of here. All right, so it sounds like this person's solution was to take that over to here, and go into here, and bloop. It's also possible that I didn't build. Thought I did, but maybe I didn't. Build that. Now that we got the visible anywhere, see if this works. Come on, build. Huzzah. Play. Come on. Come on, baby. Come on, Bessie. And there it is. Sweet. Alright. It's weird that it needs visible anywhere now, but the visibility isn't something I'm worried about at the current moment, because I don't think anything's gonna access it. It is a little weird making it visible anywhere, but I don't care. Let's keep it moving. We got that problem solved. Luckily, somebody else had experienced this ahead of us, and then they told us how to fix it. Such nice people. Such pioneers.
Exactly what we'd like. And obviously, you can do whatever you want to do with any static mesh. So I'm going to go ahead and use I'm going to put in some configuration data here that allows us to have a mesh and a material.
Where's
so
this
we
at?
want
There we
to be
go.
able to set things like let's have a look. We want to set which static mesh it has and also which material it has. This can be done with the following functions. First one we're going to need is called set static mesh, and funnily enough, it takes a pointer to the U
I
static
assume we're making
mesh
some
class.
pointers.
So we're going to want a configuration
Yeah,
U property.
there we go.
So U property, edit.
And putting
anywhere.
edit anywhere, that way we can mess with it in blueprints.
In fact, let's make that edit default only.
Yeah, that makes sense. That way you can only change it whenever it loads up.
Really, in the blueprint, I don't want the level to accidentally overwrite.
That makes
this,
sense.
because it's not going to make much sense, and we definitely don't want it changing at runtime. The uStatic mesh pointer is what we're going to have here, and this is going to be the teleport arc mesh, or we'll use it for that in the end, like so. And then we're going to have another one. Let's just copy and paste this for the material of that mesh. Remember, because we can't configure these because they don't exist in our blueprint before runtime. And we're going to have it called teleport arc material.
Oh yeah.
And what's the type going to be? Well, we're going to be using set material, which takes a U material interface pointer. So
arc material. I know how to type things.
Material interface pointer as the type here. Material interface, like so. And if we go ahead and build that,
we struggled. What we got there?
Great, but also
Okay.
I want to set up our dynamic mesh, so let's do that before we register the component. I don't think it really matters whether it's registered or not at this point. Someone might correct me if I'm wrong. So we're going to do a set static mesh. We're going to set the static mesh from
I love whenever
parameter,
things are just very
parameter, and
very
then we're going to do
intuitive.
a dynamic mesh
You know?
arrow, and we're going
Like,
to set the material
it's not always this way.
using exactly the same process.
Well, when it is, it just feels so good.
Great. So now that static mesh should actually exist out in the world. So what's it complaining about? Let's have a little look. Got some output.
Like, I mean, we're just like, we got this dynamic mesh, and we're gonna set the static mesh on it. It's like, oh man, that is. And what are we setting it to? The teleport arc. Oh, it's just so clean. It's so good to like plan things out whenever you go to name them. Teleport arc material. Is that not what I typed here? Why are you mad? Does that material take a different?
Yeah, it seems to be
Object type?
complaining about the set material. It says it doesn't take one argument. Yep, I overlooked that. You have to also give it the
Oh.
element index. So there can
Zero?
be multiple materials on any static mesh. So we're going to set the 0 material. to
Sweet.
the teleport arc material.
Good old
That
guess.
should do the trick. Dory. So let's go over to.
So,
Emil's not
wait a
happy.
second. Wait a second. If you're actively working on developing some VR stuff right now, Belly Arms, what are you doing? I remember talking with Ice Yeti or something to that effect, and they were doing like a fighting game for like, they weren't doing VR though. I don't think it was planning on being VR. And it was a pretty cool idea. Like that way it could have that fighting game integrate with Twitch chat. It sounded pretty sweet. But I don't remember what you said you were working on, if you've ever mentioned it. And I apologize for that if you have. I'm blanking.
Crashed. We're going to have to reload it, make sure that everything builds okay. Hey, that seems to load up okay. It seems to play okay as well.
Material
Go ahead and
interface.
open the BPD
Got a couple
up.
projects. One is 3D modeling. Oh man, a couple of projects. And one is VR chess game. Oh sweet. Like, is it 100% chess or with just cool physics for VR, or is it just like chess light? Is it just similar to chess?
Character. Then we've now got these meshes that we can configure. So I'm just going to go ahead and search.
Because we set these up with edit defaults only, that means whenever we jump over here and we open up our character, they're now over here. So we now have a teleport arc mesh and a teleport material. And I know he spent a lecture going over the mesh and material, and it just doesn't stick for me. The mesh and material, I get them interchanged all the time. I think like mesh is like more physical, and like material is painting it. I think. I don't know. I'm a programmer, not a graphic designer, for God's sake.
Or maybe just some cube that we can stick in the scene and leave the material blank. Go ahead and play. See if we can see that cube somewhere in our scene. There you go. That's the center of
the multiplayer cross-platform, like a chess hall with tables, and you can also play in liches. Play on liches, or watch games streamed from liches. What the hell is liches? Fuck is that? Liches.org, free online chess. Oh. I haven't heard of that. I've heard of chess.com. I have not heard of this one. What do you think about chess.com versus this one? What's the diffy and the jiffy? I know that chess.com, you can like pay like a 5-month or something like that for like a bunch of tutorials, and I almost did that because there for a minute, one of my friends was trying to get me to play chess, and he was like really getting into it, and I almost bought that though I could kick his ass. It's free and open source. Does it have tutorials? Will it teach me all the crazy opens and whatnot? I want to learn about like the Roman double Dutch butthole opener or something, you know, like all the weird stuff that they got going on. I want to become like the greatest chess grandmaster. If I play it, I want to obsess over it, all right? I don't want to just play chess to play chess. They have an open API you can use for anything. That is super cool. Being able to integrate it like that sounds amazing. Man, yeah, then you can have like, that just sounds awesome. I'm pretty excited about that for you. I love whenever, so I've got a friend, Six Corners, who knows a lot about programming, and he always tries to get me to do like small stuff, and I'm like just not interested. Like he's like, hey, you should make like tic-tac-toe, because I was talking about making a small game, and I was like, I'm gonna go with I Spy, and he's like, even smaller, make tic-tac-toe. And I'm like, that I don't want to make tic-tac-toe in VR. That sounds silly. But like, if he said chess, I'd be like, I don't want to remake chess. That sounds silly. But you're like, I want to make chess and integrate it with an online API and everything that's already got like a bunch of users and stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, that is dope. I bet I could see that taking off. If you're the first one to do this for Lee Chess or Lie Chess or Lichess, I don't know however it's pronounced. But yeah, I can see it being pretty good. Like, you've got a user base built in. That's dope. That's a fantastic idea. You did program the chess logic in C++? Oh, that sounds atrocious. I'm sorry. I didn't know you hated yourself. I apologize. Maybe that's something you can work on. All right, so we want to see a cube floating around here. I don't see a cube floating around here. Where's the cube? No cube. No cube anywhere. Maybe I didn't save it. Yeah, I didn't save it. All right. So we got the cube saved. Going with I didn't save it. That's the excuse. There's no flipping cubey. Oh, it's right there. Okay, cool. We got a cube. The VR space not pointing at the computer desktop, pointing away from me, is kind of a pain in the ass. That'll help out a little bit. Last time it fell off, so we gotta be careful to not knock it off the trash can there. Wasn't that bad. I have a really old video of my other project if you're interested. Sure. Whenever you're able to link it, I can not type permit in the wrong chat. I can type permit on your name in the correct chat. I just gave Justin Fan 123. Who the hell is that? Well, Justin Fan, congratulations. I don't know if you're ready for it or not, but there it is. You got it right now. Now you gotta be lightning fast. Ooh, you were lightning fast. Check it out. Get all this crap out of here. Oh, that's a pretty slick UI. Bends around your hand. I assume that's your hand. Whoa! You just built a table. Is it made out of brass? Hey, you're playing with splines. Now you're thinking with splines. And this is exactly why I like Unreal Engine. Unity would be 10 times easier to work with. But like, that looks really good. That metal, like, I can tell immediately that that's brass. Like, it just looks exactly like it. There's no way it can't be. Reflections and everything, you just cable component. And keep watching your videos.
If you want to eat healthy and
we'll get hit with an ad. All right, video time's over. That's how finicky it is. Damn it! I didn't click the button. Back up. Over here. What other things you got? Oh, you thought you were gonna show me a video. Whoa! You spiked 100 people. Oh wait, no, that's my stats. Never mind. Whoa! I spiked 100 people. Hey, look at this. Skater character test. Oh, dude, I want to do some skaters. They're all 2 years ago. Oh, man, you got to get back on that YouTube posting gang. Come on. Come on, son. no splines. Wow, interesting. Interesting. What the hell are you doing? It looked very spliny. You were using math. Gross. Disgusting. You're a despicable human. How dare you use math?
On begin play. Great start. So now I've got a challenge for you to set up a
challenge.
An object pool. So you're going to create an object pool in this challenge, and let me tell you how and why. So first of all, we're going to go over each element in the path.
We were already doing that.
So let's just recap what that was.
I thought that we were doing that.
Over to the VR character CPP. Down this window that's getting in my way. Too many windows.
All algorithms.
And if I go down to, where is it?
It looks pretty sweet.
We have got this update blinkers. We've got our update destination marker. And in the update destination marker, we find this teleport destination. It gives us a path and a location. So this path is the predicted path from the projectile.
Yeah.
So that's great. And what we've got here is we've got this update spline, which is taking the path. So in update spline, perhaps.
What? It exports the things you make. So like you could get in there and handcraft something. You could build yourself a table in VR, save it as a file, and then import that into your world and build your map out of the stuff you create inside of your world. You use your world to make your world. That's pretty sweet.
Where we're currently just updating Spline, or maybe after update Spline, I don't know.
Yo, Sparks, what's good, man? How you doing? How you doing? What's up, buddy? I can't be here for long, but I hope the stream goes well. Also, hope you're doing well. Thanks, man. I appreciate you for swinging by. Hope you're having a wonderful evening. What are you still working on? Have you made any new musical stuff? You're always playing, making pretty songs.
We're going to have to draw in some static meshes. So we're going to be generating static meshes for each point in this array.
You need to make a mesh for each point.
So that's going to be quite helpful for us. And what I'd like you
seems
to do
expensive.
is to create a static mesh object for each point and store it in an array. Remember that creating these objects is actually quite expensive. We don't want to be recreating them every single frame.
I literally just said that.
So we want to store them in an array for next time. And if we don't have enough in future, we're going to want to create some more. So I'd like you to create some logic that allows you to create new things in that array, new static meshes in this array, if we need them. This is essentially
put that on the back burner and only play when I feel something coming up. But I'm trying to focus on less things at a time.
Actually, no.
I understand that, man. I understand that. I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. Could be better, could be worse, you know. But I'm getting by managing, and it's all smiles around here for the most part. I have been wanting to do programming stuff for a super long time, and so I just decided that I'm going to dedicate one stream a week, which has been Mondays, to doing programming stuff. And this makes me feel pretty good because it's something I've been wanting to do for a while. So it's like it's pretty fulfilling and rewarding to be working on this stuff. Oh, the band practices every week, but I'm trying to reduce the load on myself. Oh, it's awesome. I remember you mentioning that. I don't know if I knew that you were in a band. I just have heard you make songs and I've heard you play it live on stream a few times.
Never mind that. That is not part of this challenge. You can, if you want, obviously,
right.
Remove the register component. Remove.
Wait. Why must we register component? Oh.
Actually, never mind that. That is
All
not
right,
part of this challenge. You
for each
can,
element in the path, create a static mesh object, store it in an array. This seems super simple.
See what happens, but
I think this is going to be pretty easy.
So pause the video and have a go at doing this object pool challenge.
Pause the video and have a go. Now, the only thing that I don't know, I mean, there's a couple unknowns about this, but that seems like a pretty straightforward experience. It's just loop over the crap that we already have and put it, and make a thing off of it. These chicks don't even know the name of my band. These fools don't even know the name of my stream. Bum. Alright, let's go ahead and check this down. We got to figure out where are we getting that object from again. Is it in tick? It's probably in tick. Update destination marker, I believe, is where we're doing this. So yeah, we find the teleport destination and it gives us a path out of it. Now we have the path here in the update destination marker. Is this where we want to draw things? We probably want to draw them. No, yeah, this might be where we want to draw them. All right, so every frame, that's what a tick is. Every frame, update the destination marker, then update the blinders if we're moving. Yeah, so I think the destination marker, a part of the destination marker is the arc to it, because the destination marker is a circle on the ground where we're pointing the controller to teleport. And yeah, I think that the whole thing can go with it. I could see like making another method within here to do that. But yeah, for now, this is fine. I think this is fine anyways. So the challenge itself is explicitly to just make a list of meshes and store them in an array. It's not to actually use them. It's a newer thing, but I've been putting more energy than the other guys as of late, so I'm matching the energy a bit so I don't wear myself out. Yeah, so it's a bit of a tough pickle on that type of thing. Like, I've tried to make, this is many moons ago, several years ago, I've tried to make like a programming gig, like actually like find some people who's willing to like make a game with me. And it's kind of like the closest thing I have to a band, but it probably doesn't translate well, because trying to do something like that, you've definitely got to put in like way more energy than everybody else. Like if you're the leader of the band, I imagine you've got to put in more energy in general, not even like effort or work time, but just like energy. Like you got to be more fucking enthusiastic. You got to be better at your shit. You got to like schedule you gotta call the dive bars to try to get a viewing. Like I don't know. I feel like generally whoever's making the group that's trying to do a thing, it's never even. It's like everybody is matching like a decent amount of energy, and then like one guy just has to fucking bullhorn. Take it. You know, they gotta like assume all responsibility and just go. But with that being said, maybe you need to find more bandmates with higher energy, or maybe you do need to tone it back and match them. Maybe it's not your job. I'm presuming that you're the one who's setting up the band and trying to be like the leader of the band. Maybe you're not. The leader of the band's just fucking off and you're trying to pick up the slack. I don't know. But yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. So we got our path here, and the path is a bunch of vectors. We need to create a bunch of stupid balls off of all these vectors. So for now, I'm going to make a T array of, hell are these things? Use static mesh component. Path mesh. Path meshes. Sure, works for me. I'm not. So far, I've written lyrics, recorded the guitar, written the guitar parts, and I'm the bassist. And you're not the leader? Shit, son. Sounds like everybody thinks you're the leader. Shit. Exactly. Yeah. I mean. All right. Let's see here. If path meshes dot count, is count the thing? Is it dot length? What do we got here? Dot size. What the array? Yeah, no, it sounds like you oughta tone it down a bit for sure. Or replace the leader with you. If path meshes, all right. So if we have less than there are in the path number, all right. Yep. Then we're gonna go in here and we're gonna make some more. So we point our laser, it hits the floor, and it comes back with a calculation. It says, hey, it's gonna take 10 blobbies to hit that spot on the floor, and then we point it way over here, and it's gonna take 15 blobbies. Then we're gonna just make 5 because it's just gonna be the diff. Ooh. It's only creating them. He's not doing anything with them. So at this point, it's as simple as, literally as simple as doing this. So we're not wanting to set it to dynamic mesh because that's what we've got somewhere else. But I think it's, I think we'll just go like auto new mesh. Yeah, that I would be pretty frustrated. Honestly, I'm the most musically adept, I suppose, but I just want these guys to put a little more effort in it, and they're starting now. Nice. Into the new year, so that's good. Yeah, I would also say just I think it would be a good idea to be completely transparent about it. Like just being like, "Hey guys, I've been doing a lot of work. I see, and just I noticed that you guys have been picking up the slack a little bit, but I'm just gonna tone it down a bit. I just think it's, oh, you have been? All right, sweet. Yeah, I think it's a good idea to be transparent about it instead of them being like, man, freaking Sparks used to do everything. Now he's slacking. What an asshole, because people will be like that. They won't see it like, oh, he's just, with that, if you don't tell them, they're not gonna see it. Is just the way I feel about it. All right, I think this is correct. I think this is everything we need to do. So we're making new meshes for the Diffie and the Jiffy, and then we're sticking them in this array. We're not doing anything with it. Wait, this add doesn't work? Ow, what the hell? Use static mesh component. What are you? You're a static mesh component. Oh, do you gotta be pointing? Oh, are you fucking kidding me? I hate C++. All right, there we go. Yeah, this is a terrible. Let's change this name. Teleport path method. Yeah, just a little bit more explicit. New mesh is a bad name as well. This is just what this is just a mesh node. That's what I'm gonna name this. Oh, these are a little bit better names. All right, sweet. We're not using these yet. We could try to use them ourselves, but I think we'll just rock it as is. We've got these need to get slotted into the spline is what needs to happen. But I'm not entirely certain on how to do that. Maybe the teleport path has like a, what is teleport path? What the hell do we got here? Use spline component. You got over here. Do you take like? Is there anything here? There's gonna be like an add all to the spline component is what's gonna happen. At least I sure as hell hope so. Now I want to try to find it. Teleporation. Oh, that's the problem. I spelled this wrong. My teleporation path. Add points. What do you take? You take spline points. I don't want to add spline points. I want to add actual objects. Ah, fuck it. I did the challenge. I did what he asked from me. Let's see what he does next with it. Oh my gosh, it's a bot. Block this user. Get the hell out of here. Been good chat, bud. I have to get to work. Unfortunately, hope the stream goes well. Hey, yo, thanks. Appreciate you being here. Yeah, I think the priorities of the band are in the wrong place. So for now, I told them we should focus on new covers that we all like while we build up some chemistry. Focus less on finding a drummer for now and put on our original stuff as like extra stuff so that we don't stress about it too much. Oh, you wish it was that easy. What? Come on, this has got to be good. This has got to be good. Yeah, I think that is. Are you sure you're not the leader, dude? You sound like a leader right there. You gave like some constructive criticism, and everything like all at once. You're like, hey, you know, feel like we're not in it to win it yet, and you know, I get that because we're all relative strangers. We're just here because we have musical talent and a passion. But you know, while we get to know each other, let's play some cover songs, have a good time. Maybe we can get gigs off of being a cover band for a little bit, and then we'll get going. You know, even attach a mesh to a spline. What? Oh, I wish it was that easy for the thing. Why not? Come on. So the spline is giving us nodes. We've got all the nodes set up. That's what this is. This path has got all the nodes. Oh, you're right. So what we need to do is we need to spawn. Wait, hold up. All right, fine. You know what? We're going back in it. We're going back in. Mesh node. That location, is that a thing we can do? Is that relative location? Relative location or world location? I forget what this is in. Are these in relative or? This is probably going to be relative. Probably going to be relative. Ooh. Only making new ones. All right. Hold up. See, now it's a challenge. All right, we gotta do this. We gotta risky for the biscuit. All right, so now we're gonna go. I want you to want me. So we got the. How do we do these damn for loops? For loop syntax is a little wonky. Find it for me. Not forward. Find me a for loop. I know I have done you before. Oh, there we go, right here. All right. Bloop, bloop. My teleportation destination. Oh, this is gonna tell us if it's a relative path somewhere in here. Getting world here. That makes me think it might not be a relative path. Oh, well, I don't want to read that. I don't want to figure things out. I just want to do things and see if they work. And if it doesn't work, then we'll do something else. Drop that in here. We got our F vector. Point. Yeah, I know that actually. Yeah, that actually works. All right. We got a point in our path. For each point in our path, we want to. Ooh. Actually, we might not want to do it this way. We need an index. All right, fine. We'll do the nasty loop. Freaking nasty loops. For int I. I'm just assuming the syntax based off of, you know, other languages. I 0. Do equal 0? It's been forever since I've done a loop like this without link. All right, and then we go I less than path.num. And then I plus plus. That's got to be right? Certainly. All right. Now we want to go path. Current point. Whoa! Visual Studio, you're trying to help me, and you're really not. All right, and now we want to go current mesh equals teleport mesh component. Bloop, bloop. And we want to set the current mesh component location, relative location. I hope it's the relative location to the current point. All right, we're gonna see what this does. So that'll loop over the paths and set them, and then it's also set the visibility on these. I don't know if that's a thing. That visibility through, and then what we're gonna do is gonna do another for loop, but instead of I starting at instead of I starting at path num, it's gonna start at the teleported path. Oh no, instead of it starting at 0, excuse me, it's gonna start here. And we want it while it's less than teleport path meshes. We'll add up, and we're just gonna set all these to visible. We're just gonna set all of these visibility to false. This is nasty. So it looks like we actually want to iterate over the to get this into a single loop. We want to iterate over the teleport path meshes, not the whatever. Yep, let's do this. I want to see what happens. What? The new way is what? What are you talking about? Ew, that was introduced in 422. That even. Particle system component, but I can't figure it out. I tried adding whatever the hell that is, but it just crashes the game. Interesting. I don't know what that is. We'll find out. I want to see what this does. Oh, wait. Did they say particle effect? Is that what they said? Yeah, they're trying to add a particle system. Oh, that makes sense. That you can just make this out of a particle system. That makes sense. Did I build this? No, I didn't. Oh, yes, I did. All right. Game. All right, so I think I actually did, like, the next couple of steps. So, oh, shit. No, I broke the game. Fascinating. Damn. Well, guess I take that out. I mean, maybe it's something up here that broke it, but I don't think so. Skip restore. What the fuck? Oh, I don't want to skip restore. Falling acid cannot be successfully checked out from the source control. What are you talking about? I don't have source control. What is going on here? All right, so this is. All right. Hold up, I gotta do some reading. All right, so some array out of bounds. Interesting. In the public container. VR character line 139, or the VR character line 84. So 139 or 84, or 139 is being called by 84, or something like that. Santa Claus. All right, 139 and 84. I commented that shit out. I guess I didn't build it after I commented it out, so the update Update blinkers. What? All right, let's build after I commented that out and see what happens. Array. A bounds issue. Oh. All right, so it's I know what's happening. It's hitting like a dot num on this, and this doesn't exist. Is my bet. That's my bet as to why it's exploding. I don't know the syntax. I am a C# guy. But yeah, that's the problem. We're gonna find out for sure though. By just running it again. It replaced Cascade. I'm not familiar with Cascade either. Look at you having intimate knowledge. But I know the feeling of having several projects in the works. Don't mind all of these. Don't look at these. No, don't look. Wait, hold up. All right, play. Hey, it didn't crash. So we commented out the stuff that's causing it to crash. There's our QB. We got our green balls. All right, so something with my logic on trying to actually use it went wrong. That kind of sucks. So I was trying to use it, and I path is less than I++. Weird. Guess is that this is firing off whenever I wouldn't expect it to. I mean, I could just wrap it in an if statement, but it feels crappy. What if I... Alright, so this should always be valid. And this will just give us the chance of like having extra boxes floating around that we're not actually using. That's what I was trying to solve this. This was trying to solve the extra box problem. But since we're having an issue with it crashing, let's take it one step at a time and see what happens here. So the teleport meshes should already have a bunch of things added to it at this point. So we shouldn't be getting an array out of bounds issue, I think. Let's see. We are. Huh. I wish there was a way to restart without sending, because like somebody, you know, over at Epic Games is getting like 50 fucking reports from me going, oh yep, I got an array out of bounds index issue, and they're like, why does this guy keep reporting this? He just clearly can't count how many fingers he has on his hand. And I'm just like, hey, that's where the restart button is, all right? Give me a restart without sending, and I won't bombard you with messages. How is this getting an out of bounds message? I is less than here. Path num can never be less than the teleport meshes. It's literally impossible. It's literally impossible. Because like, oh, all right, I know how it's happening. It's happening before this gets set. Right? But in that case, this should be like 0 or null. Maybe that's not balanced. No idea what that means. we gotta reload. We gotta recalibrate the balance in here of the arc we're shooting. But hey, man, how's it going, man? Thanks for swinging by, dude. Hope you're having a wonderful night. Appreciate you being here for sure, for sure. What have you been up to lately? What we're currently working on is we've got the ability to walk around and teleport. and we're trying to make it pretty. And we got this challenge here to just go over the teleportation path and make a bunch of boxes, and then just store the boxes we make. That's the task. We've already done that task. I'm trying to go above and beyond. I want to use the boxes I just created. So this is creating the boxes, and now I'm trying to use the boxes, but when I use the boxes, we crash the whole system. So maybe I shouldn't be an overachiever. But that never stopped me before. Alright. So it's saying array out of bounds, which is 100%, and it's 100% on line 139, so it's this. It's saying that this I doesn't work here, so like, but it should be set. It should be set. I'm just gonna wrap it up in a quick iffy. If we're just gonna type this. If this.num is greater than 0. There. This should solve all of my problems. Nothing that could go wrong now. Life is good. In fact, since I did that, I'm gonna be bold and comment this out. That way, if things still break, I have no idea if my if statement fixed it or not, because I'm testing two things at once, and scientists know that you only test one thing at a time. I've been playing my octas for a while, so I'm sweaty and blind. Oh, dude, I saw you post about Beat Saber. I'd be down to play some Beat Saber with you every now and again, man. That sounds fun. I've only got one base station. It's that one. The other one broke, and I've been too lazy to mail it back. And now I'm like really like. Now it's worse, right? Like I've got myself into a problem because I've emailed tech support and I was like, "Hey, tech support, can I mail this back to you and you fix it?" And they're like, "Yeah, we'll do that. Here's the support ticket and the support number and everything. Just mail that in and we'll fix it." And I was like, "Okay." And then I never did it. And so now I don't know if I need to like message them back and ask for like a new ticket number, because it's been 2 weeks since I told them I would and I haven't done it. And so like I assume that the ticket number's bad, but I don't want to talk to them anymore because now like I'm an idiot. So I'm just like hiding in the corner. You know how it is. Need more people to play Beat Saber with. Just been playing with the girlfriend. Just send it. But then they'll get it and like maybe the ticket won't, maybe the number won't correspond to anything, and they'll be like, "What the hell is this?" And then like I just lost it. I don't know, man. It's too much pressure. You don't know that the ticket's good. Oh wait. What am I doing? No, stop launching it. I forgot. I already launched it off of the it's broken button. But yes, you're right. I definitely should just send it. You're 100% right. Eh? What the fuck's going on now? Still the same thing. On line 140 this time. Now we got two of these up because I goofed. Line 140 is busted. That's this line. That's still the same line. This was supposed to fix that. All right. The teleportation number, teleport path number is greater than 0, and is this number not 0 based? Is that the problem? I bet you that's the problem. I bet we gotta. Oh man, I bet you that's the problem. Fuck. Yeah, I'm already saying it's not 0 base by doing this. Alright, figured it out. We needed this -1 here. No, it's breaking here. What? It's not even How? How is this possible? Because for each path, because this should be 0 initially. Maybe this isn't 0 initially. So it's not actually making them. Alright, you know what? I'm about to say that I failed my bonus challenge. and see what the answer is to the original challenge. I'm on the verge. All right, we got a bajillion things busted over here. Yeah, sure, save. Restart everything. What the hell's going on over here? Can't fail to save. I don't care. It's just the map. The map we didn't do anything to. Close. Get out of here. I don't know how we got two of you open. Get out of here. Don't save. Close. Close, close, close. All right, we're gonna build this again and launch it back up. 99 little bugs the code. 99 bugs the code. Take one down. 10,023 bugs. Following modules are built on a different. No way. Oh, dude, we're about to throw some. We're about to throw some fucking hands. Are you fucking kidding me right now? All right. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. You better launch. It said. Nah, homie, we can't launch that. That stuff's broken, and I was gonna lose my shit. Gonna freak out. Okay, yeah, I don't know what's up with that. All right, we're gonna take out my my bonus project. It's not working, and because I have the sweet luxury of following along with the tutorial, I don't got to figure out why it doesn't work. I can just stop. So again, this isn't what I was asked to do. I was asked to do the top part. I succeeded in the top part, and then felt overly ambitious, and I failed the challenge. Belly Arms called me out. He was like, I said that's gonna be an easy thing to do, and he's like, bro, that's not gonna be easy. And I was like, well, you watch. Wasn't easy. It never was easy. So yeah, I don't know if you've had the chance to see this, Matt, but we got a little world that I downloaded, and we can walk around in it whenever I'm in the VR play space, anyways. Yeah. Is laggy. Yeah, those green balls that are floating in between like my hand and the teleportation location. I'm trying to put boxes that spawn inside those green balls. That's what I'm trying to do. Very laggy. Yeah, the computer takes a giant dump whenever we're streaming and trying to run VR simultaneously. Dude, you've got to play this game. I played it. I can send you a link if you're interested. But I played a VR horror game called Shattered Lights. It's pretty short. It's free. And it's fucking spooky. You should play it. You should give it a shot. Like, make it like a channel redemption or something. Like, a bunch of people pour all the points in and then you do this. I don't know. If that's something you're into, it made me sweat. Okay? I do not do scary things. I watch a children's cartoon that has like a scary episode, and I'm like, hold me. I'm like, I don't do scary at all. Don't do it. And so yeah, that game was giving me the sweats.
Challenge. Okay, welcome back. So let's give this a shot. Now,
it's like if the game was not VR, I don't think it would be scary at all. But you put on that headset and you're looking around this rinky-dink, shitty cement, like nasty-ass place with like creepy fucking flickering lights, and you hear like creaking doors and stuff. Dude, it was too much. I barely got through it, but I did get through it. I was pretty proud of myself for being able to make it to the end. But yeah, no, it was it's freaky.
I did say we could do this in update Spline, but
all right,
I
let's
think
see what he
it's
does.
starting to not make sense as a method name. So what we're calling from find teleport destination is called update. No, not find teleport destination. Where am I? I'm looking for.
Let's
where
see
we
what
use
his
update
solution
Spline,
is.
which is in update destination mark.
That's where I put mine.
And the best thing to do here would be probably just to ask it to draw the teleport arc. and that would
Yeah, I
include
thought that it
updating
should
the
be a
spline,
new method,
sure, but it is not really part of that. So let's
Wait.
go up to where it has update spline. Let's create a new function. It's going to be void, and it's going to be draw teleport path. Going to take the path as an argument as well, and we can go ahead and create this. Draw teleport path is going to be just above our update spline.
Fuck.
Make it out properly as a C++ file method, and then we can call that instead from update destination marker.
Typo? What typo? Draw teleport path. This doesn't have a typo. You don't know how to spell teleport, or maybe I don't know how to spell teleport, but it's fine as it is, damn it. Quit yelling at me. I don't know how to type. I just do what I want. Alright, now we're gonna take all this stuff and drop it in here. Drop it like it's hot. Alright, and I guess we just got a path. Alright, that's fine. Ooh, no, this doesn't have this. Alright, there we go. And we call the draw teleport path here. Pass in the path, seems good. All that flick-flacked around. But yeah, it's called Shattered Lights. If you wanna just watch me scream like a girl for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or whatever, swing over to the YouTube. Hey, look, the bot's got my back. Good bot. Good bot. You get a cookie. What am I doing now? Oh, yes. We'll just put it over here.
And inside draw teleport path, we are first of all going to update the spline. We'll need later. We're not using it just yet. Update the spline with a
Ooh, he's
path.
doing it with the spline.
So, and then we can do our logic around the object.
Oh, he just took this into there. Okay, that works for me. Works for me. I can do that. I can get behind you. I feel what you're putting down. Now we should have access to this.
Pool and creating these variables. So the first thing is our dynamic mesh. We no longer need this particular dynamic mesh. What we actually want is a T array of these meshes. So you can do it like so. The array of uStatic mesh pointers. And I am going
so
to
he
this
changed this a bit. I wonder how I feel about that. I guess this is all going to go away if he's changing that. Makes sense because we need a list of these, which I was just doing in place for like testing purposes, just doing it in one single location. Dynamic meshes, make that plural. Keyword class. Do you not use class like that? You do it like this? Oh, learn something new.
Mesh pool, or maybe the
That seems really weird to me.
teleport path mesh pool, like so. And that's where we're going to be storing things. Now, because it's a U property and a T array, Unreal knows how to deal with T arrays and U properties, and will make sure that every object inside the T array is not garbage collected, which is exactly what we want. So then what we're going to do is another for loop over this path. So I'm going to do exactly as we did in our update spline down here, do a little for loop.
I'm gonna look for a bit. Gotta go make a snack. Oh, dude, I can use a snack. What are we snacking on? Hope it's yummy. Enjoy your snackums. Appreciate the lurk, and thanks again for swinging by, man. Hope you had a great weekend, and the week's off to a good start for you. All right, so all these mesh nodes that I'm using as like a temp slot, we're gonna be flopping over to using this teleport mesh pools. So it probably cut this out, and that there, and that there, and now everything else should be fine. Okay, going along with the tutorial. Peanut butter banana honey sandwich. I don't think I've put those together, but I can imagine that being pretty good. Peanut butter. Man, I bought this peanut butter whiskey because I've been told to buy it a lot. It's Screwball. And it is... I saw a cocktail of mixing that with maple syrup and bacon. I haven't done it with the bacon, but just mixing it with maple syrup is pretty good.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and use the code that we've already created for creating and setting up these dynamic meshes in Begin Play. Don't need to write that again. I'll just cut it because we don't need it where it was. And we'll do it in this for loop here instead. And so we've created a dynamic mesh. I'm going to have to give it a type. It's going to be useStaticMeshComponentPointer. We need to declare it locally here. And then what are we going to do with this static mesh? Well, we're setting it up already. One more thing I want to add is that I want to set its location. So dynamic mesh dot set component location. Nope, I think I just need to set location. I'm losing it. Always good to refer back to the docs occasionally. So on component, it's set world location. I can't fathom why the getters and setters are different, but I'm going to set the world location because remember, path location is in world space. So path dot.
Okay, so
is it path dot? Is it path dot? Path subscript I will get us the location that we want to set this static mesh to. So I'm updating its location to the current location that we're dealing.
Oh. 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 I'm gonna take out this loop here, or this check here anyways, take out that check there. So looping over path, doing this. So if we want to keep that there, take this, place it here. Oop. So if we have less in the teleport path mesh pool than there are in the actual paths, then we need to create some. I think he's being a little wonky with it. This is my take on it. All right, we're gonna abandon my take on it for now. Go with his take and then clean it up from there. It seems to be a pretty standard, decent way of doing things. So just the way it is. You don't really have anything going on, and this is breaking, so clear all that out, drop that. Okay. So we're creating our mesh node, and then we're setting the world location. It's world location, not relative location. Whenever I was taking a guess earlier, I guessed wrong. That's fine. We would have noticed whenever we fired it up. It was 50-50 chance.
Within this for loop, and then we're generating one for every
AP Hecarim
element. Now, what did I say here? We're doing a for loop, we're storing it in array. No, we haven't stored it in array yet, so let's make sure that that dynamic mesh gets stored in the array, which we said is the pool. Where is that pool? Teleport path mesh pool. So we're going to do that, dot add. Going to add the dynamic mesh, like so. Okay. That's great. So we're adding to the pool.
Damage isn't everything.
Bit, which is only create new if needed. How do we know if a new one is going to be needed or not? Well, let me make it clearer down here. If I set this dynamic mesh from the pool, so I was saying equals the teleport path mesh pool element I, like so, when would that not be true? When would we not have something in the pool? Well, let me give you a hint. When the length of this pool is smaller than the eye, that's when we wouldn't be able to do it. Sorry, let me get that straight. What I mean by that is the teleport path pool is currently smaller than the eye we're looking at. So another way of phrasing that as a Boolean would be if the teleport... Copy and paste. It's a long name. Teleport path mesh.
It's a long name. Yes, it is.
Dot, and then we want to find its num size. And, well, basically, if we've got 5 elements in the pool and we're trying to look up the 6th element, that shouldn't work, right? The 6th element in an array would be number 5.
And
so
it
we're
will
saying
break.
that if the num, if I, that is greater than or equal to, so greater than or equal to I, then we need to construct a new element and stick it into our teleport pool, like so. And then we can go ahead and get it out of the pool and set its location. So that should do the trick quite nicely. We need to just declare a local variable.
So that makes sense. And then else, but see, it's not gonna hide all the additional ones that you're eventually going to make.
So now it should always be safe to get an element out of that static mesh pool because we know that we've added to the pool in any eventuality. If you're unsure about this Boolean, then you can always try out a couple of scenarios in your head. Just remember that arrays are 0 index, so the first element is at
I don't know. I don't know. Oh. Alright, that's kind of cool. So up here, we're making the node and then adding it, but then we always set it like this. So if we already have enough, then we don't have to create it, and then we can just set it based off of its index. Alright, that's kind of cool. But still wondering how he's gonna go about hiding things. It might be outside of this. We'll see.
I0, and the last element would be at the length -1, which is why we need to have this less than or equal to sign here. But now, what this should do is it should go through every element in the path. If we don't have enough elements in our pool, it will create one and add one and set up its static mesh.
What in the
things that
fuck was I trying to do?
And then we'll go and make sure we get one from the pool.
I wasn't setting it
even if we haven't
when we were making it.
And it will go ahead and set its world location. So we should get these static meshes at every point along our predicted arc.
Alright, well, there's no way.
Draw teleport path. So I'm just double checking that we updated that already. Yes, we did. So let's go ahead and build that. I'm just dock this window down here.
There's no way this breaks, right?
Just one error. Looks like I forgot to update where I put T-array. I shouldn't put class in there. I should put the class in front of the use static.
We're having index out of bounds exceptions.
Okay, so if we go ahead and hit play now.
But now we're not really doing too much with it.
You can see that these cubes are getting spawned. It's really rather filling the whole viewport, sadly, so it's very hard to see. But they are spawning at all these locations. In fact, I think we're inside one because those cubes are rather large. Maybe we can find something slightly smaller as a static mesh. I suggest you look for a mesh called sphere. Search for sphere. Then there is one called S1 sphere, unit sphere. That should do the trick. Go ahead
he's
and
changing
save
this.
file and hit play with
It's
that
something
instead.
smaller.
Then take a little look at
Your S1 unit or something like
mesh.
that?
I suggest you look for a mesh called sphere. If you search for sphere, then there is one called S1 sphere, unit sphere. That should do the trick.
One unit sphere. There it
Go
is.
ahead and save, compile, and hit play.
There.
with
So
that
see, it's
instead.
tiny, and we should be able to see past it.
And take
Sweet.
a little look at.
All right, let's see if it
your
works. Don't crash.
meshes, and there you go. You can see the meshes are right there in the middle of each path.
You stop
point
talking.
on our
Testing. Gotta see if it works for me, not if it works for you, buddy. Oh. Balls. I need to make it so that the index mic. Need to add the index mic. Then you'll have a little bit of an echo, I think. But so my concern doesn't seem to be a problem. I don't know why it's not. My concern is that we go to teleport at something really far away, and that'll make like 50 of these nodes, right? And then we go to teleport to somewhere near us, and we only need like 5. Well, the other 45 nodes still exist, but they don't seem to for some reason. I don't know why. Because if we loop over something that's 50, we do all this 50 times, and then if I flick the wrist really fast, and I point somewhere that only takes 5, it's only going to loop over the first 5. The other 45 are left with their last known location being set as their world location. It seems really weird to me. But it seemed to be working fine. Balls! Nice! We got some nice balls here.
race. They're very small, so let's bring it.
Yeah, I don't
closer,
know
but you can
why
definitely
it's
see
working.
there is a mesh there in the middle of that path point that is dynamically.
And see, it
being
kind of messed up for
created,
him.
and
See,
if we
look, it messed
stop
up for
updating
him.
them,
That's the
stop
bug
updating
I'm
them,
talking
step them
about.
there in the
I couldn't get
area
it to do that. I was
fix
trying
that
to get
up
it
just
to
a
do
little
that.
bit. But it is working, and it is generating as many of them as it needs and keeping them in an object pool and keeping them
Weird.
around. Pat on the back for using an object pool and dynamically spawning objects, probably for the first time in Unreal. Great stuff, and I'll see you in the next lecture.
That's it. It's dynamic. That means it's procedural. Therefore, I can say I made procedural generation. Yep. Checks out.
Hello
Can't
and
argue
welcome.
with
In this
that
lecture,
logic.
we are going to be making this laser pointer happen. You can see here that over every segment of our spline, we have got a curved mesh being overlaid, and you can see it's looking very, very good indeed. So we're going to figure out how to make this happen. So
We're
that
gonna
it
get a
disappears,
laser.
comes back, and just
We're gonna
generally
be pretty.
behaves very well in this lecture.
Yeah.
Let's dive in
Excuse
without
me.
further ado. So where have we got to so far? We've got to that if we are pointing at the ground and we've got a valid path, we are drawing these meshes into the world. And you'll notice that when we go away from the world, they actually stay where they are. They're not getting updated again, which isn't eventually what we want to do, but we'll sort that out in a little bit. But first of all, I think we do want to get rid of the visualization of our path, that debug.
Goodbye,
path is no
green
longer
balls.
necessary, because what we're about to do is we're going to draw over it with a mesh. So let's find where that is being actually drawn. It should be somewhere in probably under find teleport destination, thinking. And sure enough, we've got our predict projectile stuff going on in there. And we've got this draw debug trace thing, which I can just go ahead and take out, and that will get rid of that. So the first actual teaching bit that we want to do here is figure out how we can bend a mesh to match a spline. And for this, we've got, as I've already mentioned, the Spline Mesh component. So let's take a look at what one of those actually looks like. We go over to the editor, and let's go to the blueprint VR character for that. And what I want to do is, we've got this teleport path, and I want to add a new component called a Spline Mesh. And let's have a look at what this spline mesh actually looks like. First of all, we've got to give it a static mesh over in the details pane. I'm going to use a laser pointer mesh for this. Select it. And then if we go ahead and zoom in on it, by the way, if you've got your right mouse button down and you scroll down, it slows down your camera. Similarly, if you scroll up, it speeds up your camera, which allows you to do some fine tuning, which is really great. So we've got this spline mesh.
I don't know if I should be doing this now or just watching it.
VR panel, that I can scroll down this spline mesh to the spline mesh segment, which has got this start position, start tangent, end position, and end tangent. Now, we should be familiar with this concept of tangents from our actual spline, where we had to put in tangents and positions and so on. Well, actually, we had to put in positions, not tangents. But
we just watched
it then calculated the tangents for us, and we saw those tangents visually. So what you can do is, if you change the start position, for example, if I set, perhaps I set X to 100, then you'll notice it goes along the X-axis by 100. If I set Z to 100, the start position will go up by 100 centimeters, like so, as we can see quite clearly. And you'll notice that it's curving here already. It's basically deforming the mesh, and because the mesh doesn't have that many vertices in it, we can actually see the kinks in the vertices, but that's okay. And what we can actually do is we can change these vertices, how they actually work. So I can set the X to 0, and I can set Z to minus 100. And we can make our tangent point down, so it tries to follow that tangent at that point, and then tries to blend over to the tangent that's pointing along the X-axis down at the bottom here. So this is really great. These spline meshes are going to be what we'll use between each segment to follow the curve of our spline. So I'm going to go ahead and delete the spline mesh from here, because we're going to replace the U-static mesh with a spline mesh.
This looks like the stuff from your YouTube video, Belly Arms.
So let's go over to Visual Studio.
You should have used splines.
First of all, because there we've got our pool of meshes, and I want to go and find that. The teleport path mesh pool is going to be changed from a U-static mesh to a U-spline mesh instead.
Oh.
Just allows us to replace that. Then we want to go over to the C++ file, where we should now have some build errors. If I go ahead and...
I got build errors over here. Hold up, buddy.
From a U-static mesh to a U-spline mesh instead.
Oh, U-spline mesh component. Still mad at me. Why are you mad at me? So, in header files, you don't have to put in the import. Flaring, you don't need to. You normally just put like a class in front of it, but with the T array, you don't have to do that. So I'm just gonna assume that this is mad for no reason, and we're just gonna move on because Visual Studio is a finicky mistress.
Just allows us to replace that. Then we want to go over to the C++ file, where we should now have some build errors. If I go ahead and build, because, for example, we are trying to insert a U-static mesh where a U-spline mesh is required. So let's copy the U-spline mesh and change the places we're using U-static mesh here, which is in 2 places. And in fact, you'll see they're called...
You know, over here, this makes sense for it to be failing and for me to need the import. This makes sense. Awesome, I was able to alt enter that. Normally I have to go out to documentation and look it up. Oh yeah, we don't need any of this, so that can all go away. Alright. No! Shit. Whoops, I clicked on the wrong button.
You'll see they're called dynamic mesh here.
All right,
you can
there we
actually
go.
go ahead and try to do a bulk rename on this. You just change this to be a spline mesh instead.
Mine is just named mesh
and
node.
Same down here, just outside of the if statement. We're going to rename that to spline mesh, like so. And then it's going to be complaining at us because of the new object.
I didn't use splines in that video. They don't actually really do anything.
Got to change. And then it'll be complaining at us because we don't have the right header file. Well, if we go to the docs, scroll to the bottom, we can find ourselves the header file that we're looking for. So let's go ahead and do that. And grab its component
spline mesh component. So yeah, see, ReSharper pulled this in for me. I like it whenever ReSharper does things correctly.
Include spline mesh.
They're just an easy way to get tangents instead of calculating the first derivatives of the curve.
Giving us any errors.
Whoa! See, derivatives? No. No, next thing you're going to try to have me like do a summation of the area under the curve to calculate velocity manually or some shit. Like, no, thanks, man. I don't need to bust out the calculus. We got splines. We got splines for days. You go be smart somewhere else. They're so simple. No. Freaking calculus expert over here.
Static mesh, and that
come out here with your trigonometry and your
all these things
fancy numbers and your
just fine.
Get English out of my math.
Be fine. I'm gonna go ahead and build that.
What is it so mad about? Why is it so angry? You're so mad. Do I need to pick class here? Like, what the hell is going on? Angry. It's so angry all the time. Come on, Visual Studio. Don't be so mad. Simple. Yeah. But then you drop C. Come on, you can't everybody forgets about the coefficient. Nobody cares about the constant. I mean, nobody cares about the constant. It's so rude. Constant's over there trying his best. See, you forgot C. I know my shit. Pass on this Lion King ass song. You know what? I want a new station. The station's run its course. I want a new station. Last time Dustin picked the station as chill. I'm feeling rock. You guys feeling rock? Cell Dweller. Cell Dweller is an option? Oh my god. No fucking way. Hold up. So we're listening to like royalty-free music right now, right? This is gonna play something because it always does. Yeah. Stop. Ooh, it didn't play anything. Cell Dweller. Cell Dweller. I got a station for them. They're people I actually listen to. Rocket. To be fair. No! Something went wrong. You know what went wrong? I have it set to allow YouTube safe material. Cell Dweller isn't safe for YouTube. Damn it. I was so excited. It's like it's taunting me. It just wanted to like shake that carrot in front of my head. Why is it even here? This whole damn collection is about having freaking YouTube safe music. I guess it's safe on Twitch, but it's not safe on YouTube is the issue. Freaking sucks. Feeling some of this. Let's see what he... but I only want instrumental. I don't want any vocals. I don't want anybody screaming in my ear. Playing Gwyn mid versus an RA. You're more gratifying than a Wind WR speedrun. What the hell is WR? World record speedrun? I'm more gratifying than a world record speedrun. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, Pretzel Rock. You know how to give a guy a compliment. Whoa, it built. All those errors it was complaining about, they're all gone. See, the power of music, baby. We just set up a new soundtrack. Fixes the code. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Alright, I forget what we're doing.
While it's building, I'm going to go over to our BP VR character.
Oh, yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
the configuration of that character where we've got the mesh. And let's scroll up to the top. Unfortunately, there's this bug in Unreal that keeps resetting these materials, at least in my version. Hopefully in your version, it's not going to be a problem, but I keep having to reset the blinker.
It happened to him. The corrupting thing happened to him, but it didn't full corrupt. It just made him have to reset it.
It's super annoying. Okay, so here we want the laser mesh that we had used before.
So this is the laser mesh.
The laser pointer material in there. So we've got laser pointer material, compile and save. And let's see whether we can see that mesh now when we point at the ground. Nothing coming up just yet. Let's see why. One thing to always check out when you stop playing is whether you've got errors and warnings reported in the log. So you can go ahead and show the log and see what your errors and warnings are. And you can see here that we've got this attached to mobility issue. So it's currently saying that, well, two things basically. That the VR root is non-static, but we're trying to attach something that's static to it. And then it's saying that the spline mesh has to be movable if we'd like to move it. So clearly, this spline mesh by default is coming in as non-movable. So we can fix this, and we have to fix this before we attach it to a component, because if you attach something static to a non-static component, then it's going to give us warnings in the log, and it won't be able to actually attach it. So what we can do is we do a spline mesh, and then set mobility, and then you got this E component mobility enum, and we want to set it to movable, like so, and that should hopefully make those errors go away.
Huh.
So let's go and have a look at them, see if we can play without the errors. Point to the ground. There we.
What the hell does this thing want? I don't want to rewind the video. E component mobility type. Okay. Movable. Still weird. I mean, I guess it's a performance reason. This is why it's static by default. Okay, so hopefully now that fixes it.
Go. Now it's looking a bit funky because we haven't aligned the positions and the tangents, but you can clearly see that the mesh is getting set there.
Yeah, he's got a weird thing going on. I'll show you. I'll show you the weird thing because we'll have it happen on our end too. Like. Hey yo. So we're getting there,
As we would want and as we would expect. Now we're getting some meshes stranded on the floor. You can just about
well,
see
that's not nice of you, Alan. Why you gotta beat them up like that?
That have not been garbage collected or cleared up.
That's just rude.
Part of the challenge for you. So before we get on to the challenge, though, I want to show you how you can get hold of the tangents from our spline component. How can you get these positions of the dots and also the F vectors that represent their tangents that you're going to need to input into your spline.
I think we just have all that access on the path.
Well, let's take a look at the U-spline component.
I would hope.
We know that the tangents and the positions that we want to put into that spline mesh have to be in component space. How do we know that? Because if we go back to add another component in here, and it's going to be a spline mesh component, and we go and have a look at its properties and hover over any of these start position, start tangent, end position, etc., you're going to see that it is the location of the spline in component space. But you could have also have guessed that by the fact that they're quite small numbers, and that if we move the spline mesh root around, then it will automatically get moved. So
it's like a mix of metal and...
What we do want to do...
This is like the Browning.
Component space things.
Dig it.
So probably what we want here is not a world space position and tangent, but rather a local position and tangent so that we can set things correctly. So let's have a look.
Metal
for
step.
The keyword local in this documentation. We've got the add spline local point, not useful. We've got get local location and tangent at spline point. Great.
Not too fan of it now whenever it's leaning like completely on it. It's almost like industrial. Oh man, there's like a
local tangent of the point. That seems
damn zip that just won't leave here.
Going to want to use. You can figure out how to use it for yourself.
I think it's gone.
Sure enough, tracing the spline is going to be your challenge. And how is it tangent of a point?
Get local location and tangent at spline point. Huh.
Space, position, and tangent, but rather a local get move. So let's not do that. What we do want to do is set those component space things. So probably what we want here is not a world space.
We're setting them. Get our individual mesh nodes. We're doing it on the update spline? No, that can't be right. Yeah, so then this gives us our path. So then we have the individual nodes here. And these are splines. So we need, okay, yeah, these are spline meshes. All right, so we gotta set them. It's not like a spline component, right? Teleporation path is an actual spline component. These things that we've got are just, these are also spline mesh components. All right, so this is a spline component. These are spline mesh components. Gotcha. Okay. All right. One is the entire spline, and one is a list of meshes. Okay, so you could like change it in between each individual component, like each individual node if you wanted for some reason.
Position and tangent, but rather a local position and tangent so that we can set things correctly. So let's have a look just for the keyword local in this documentation. We've got the add spline local point, not useful. We've got get local location and tangent at spline point. Great. This has an out parameter. It takes in the point index and it gives you back the local location, the local tangent of a point. That seems hunky-dory and exact.
Interesting. Okay. I think all right. I think that's what I need. I think that's what I need. So like, no matter what, we're setting the world location, and no matter what, we want to set the other stuff as well. It's gonna be set. Oh wait. Off of the path. It's get. It's not off of the path? The individual path node? Alright, I guess I don't know what in the hell is going on here. I don't know why I don't know, because he's like literally telling me, and it is not clicking. It's off of the spline component. The path is not a spline. Oh! Alright, so we get our teleporation. It's off of here. And we're getting the local location and tangent at spline point. And then the spline point is I. Alright, and now we need I hate out parameters. Alright, so we got F vector. What's our out parameter? We got local location. Pass that bad boy in. And then we've got a local tangent, which is also an F vector. All right, and we throw that in here. Wheat. And now over here, we want to set tangent. Start tangent. Gosh. Did we just set the start tangent? That doesn't seem right. We probably got to set the ending tangent as well.
Exactly what we're going to want to use. You can figure out how to use it for yourself. So sure enough, tracing the spline is going to be your challenge. And how is it going to go? So you're going to get the tangents and locations using that local function. You're going to iterate over segments now rather than points. Now, think about this. There's one less segment than there is a point at any given time. Let's have a look at this example spline. You can see that it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points, but between them,
there's 4 segments. Yeah.
4.
Because we need the start and the end.
What we want to do is iterate over those segments so that at any point you can get the point at the beginning, which is going to be I, and the point at the end, which is going to be I plus 1. You'll always have access to I plus 1 if you are iterating over 1 less items in the array. So think about it. Think about how many
Lasagna's done. Gonna grab some food. BRB. Dude, that sounds amazing.
Then you want to set
I haven't had lasagna in years.
Mesh endpoints. So the start and end points of both the mesh, and you can look.
Lasagna is not something that I'm a huge fan of, but like you have it like once every like 4 to 6 months. You know, you gotta. Then it's amazing.
That up in the documentation for how to set it, and also you're going to want to set the tangents there. I didn't mention it, but you're going to have to set the tangents too, obviously. And then what you want to do is you want to hide any extras. Notice how we had some kind of rolling around on the floor when they didn't have a place to be. They were just in their default location. They hadn't been updated. We want to make sure that those are set to hidden so that we don't see them. And just make sure that when you're setting these points, you're thinking about whether it's local space, world space, and what is this item actually routed to. Maybe you'll need to change the root component of these spline meshes. So pause the video and have a go at this challenge.
Sounds like a difficult one. Like it sounds simple but difficult simultaneously. So he's saying to get over the tangent locations and iterate over them in segments. And this seems a little weird to me because we're iterating over the paths right now. We're iterating over the paths and we're setting the world location for each individual path. For each individual mesh. Alright, so what I want to do is I want to iterate over the number of items in the pool. Right? Each item in the pool dot, and as we want to iterate over them in groups of 2 because that's a segment. Is 0 and 1 is a segment? No, 0 and 1 is a segment, but then 1 and 2 are a segment. So really iterating over them. You just don't want to do the last one is all. Then how are you gonna drop all the rest? Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and try to loop over all the items in the pool. We'll keep doing this syntax, although I'm not a huge fan of the syntax, just because I think it's probably gonna end up being better. Because we want to do this while path is less than the number -1. We don't want to go over the last one. Alright, so now we're going over all the items in the path. No, we don't want to do it that way. We're not going over all the items in the path. We're going all over the items in the pool. We're going over all the items that we've stored up. And what we want to do is if I is less than the number of items in the path -1. We're going to do one thing, else we're going to do the other. So this is us going over the individual segments, and when we're going over a segment, we want to do this. And we also want to set visibility to be true. And reuse this. I plus 1. Okay. So if we got 3 spots, it's gonna be first one. Or let's say we did the thing where we got like 40, and then we point at something right next to us, right in our face. So then we only have 3. In that instance, we're gonna go 0 is less than 2. Do this, get 0, get 1, and then it's gonna go 1 is less than 2. Get 1, get 2. And yeah, if you get 3 points, it's only 2 segments. So that is correct. And now for everything else, we're gonna set the visibility to false. I think this is correct. Try it. Oh, this has got to be set in tangent. All right, let's try that. I think this is right. Yeah, this makes sense to me. That means it can't be right, right? All right, let's see. Roller at. Ah, they're not bending at all. Interesting. So it got rid of the extras, but it's not messing with the tangents. It got rid of all the extras. Start tangent, end tangent don't seem to matter. Why is that? That seems a little strange. Now he mentioned that we might need to change the route, and that makes sense because we don't want these to be coming off the VR route. We probably want these coming off the left controller. So that makes sense to me for these to be attached to the left controller. But yeah, why didn't that be all bendy? All right, so let's check this again. We've got, this is like whiteboard material. Go to draw IO, I think. Oh wait, no, fuck all that. What am I doing? We just got paint. Let's go to paint. The hell am I doing? I'm getting too fancy for me to get. All right, so we got circle, circle, circle. So we've got bloop and bloop. That's what we got going on here, right? And so we need, there's only 2 segments here. Now I am trying to iterate over the mesh pools. And so we're gonna hit, with what I've got going on here, when we hit 0, and we're going left or right because that's just how brains work. When we hit 0, it's going to be this node here. 0, this is 1, and this is 2. So, and there's 3 nodes, right? 3 nodes. So, oh, you're lame. We go. If it's less than 2, because number is going to be 3, so it needs to be less than 2. We're going to go I is 0. We're grabbing this guy over here, and we're going, all right, the start tangent is located where we are, and the end tangent is located over here at 1, because we're going I plus 1. And then we set the end tangent on it, and we set it to be visible as true. Then we go to the next thing, which is going to be I equals 1, which is going to be this spot. And we're going to set the start tangent to be here, and we're going to set the end tangent to be 2. And then on the next iteration, we're going to be on 2, but 2 is not less than 2, it's equal to, so it ends. So on the first 2 meshes, but it's only on the first 2 meshes. I feel like the bug here should be like the last one's missing or something, but they're just not getting bendy at all. They're not bending. They are being removed. Bendy. You're back. Eat that lasagna. All right, so we're failing. For some reason, there seems to be more that meets the eye. Sounds like your mesh has no subdivs. Well, that sounds like an accurate statement because I don't know what subdivs are. Like subdivisions. I was trying to just elaborate on it. We should only be going over the 2 segments here. Because, yeah, we're doing a less than 1 here. So we go 0, we hit the first one, we set the start location, or the starting tangent here, and the ending tangent here. But that doesn't seem to be... Oh! No, yeah, that's fine. It'd have been a spline mesh. It needs subdivisions. Oh, well, I think we do have that, because the whole mesh pool is off of I. Like, so this is a list of the individual nodes. And I'm wondering if the tangents aren't off. Get local location and tangent at spline location. I and I plus 1. Because we do have an entire spline of our teleporation spine. Like, yeah, I get a little misspelling. I haven't gone back to fix it. We do set this here. So it gets set. We have a spline set with all the path nodes on, and they're all there. And then we're iterating over the individual nodes. This iterates over the individual nodes and adds them into here. And this is these are the splines itself. We're making the spline. Oh, I see. This is one spline. This is one spline mesh component. Maybe I shouldn't be changing these on the spline mesh component. That also makes sense. I don't know. Let me fire it up again. Yeah, I see what you mean. There's not subdivisions of the individual component. But whenever he was messing around with it, that didn't build. Whenever he was messing around with it, there it goes. There's the sweet, sweet build sound. Make any subdivisions either. There. Oh, I want it. Yeah, can we claim this is an aesthetic choice and this is done by design? This is how the artist wanted it to appear. So close. Yeah, so whenever we jumped over to the viewport here, he added in a spline mesh component. And then he was able to just fuck with it, right? So we got our individual spline mesh here. And and it's only got 2 points, right? But if we change the starting position to like 100 or something, it's not gonna update. Okay, fine. It's not gonna update it. We changed this. Oh, let's give it a visual. That's the problem. All right, then we give it a visual. First problem solved. All right, and we set the like starting tangent be something crazy. See, and it'll bend even though you're not making subdivisions on an individual spline mesh. It still bends around. So, yeah. Part of like the subcomponents, I think, is just built into the spline mesh itself. That mesh, if it wasn't a cylinder, it wouldn't. Yeah, well, that's the mesh we're using, though. That's what we're using. So, get oughta. Let me flip over to here. Those are going over. I mean, it makes me wonder if our get locations is correct. That's what it makes me wonder. I mean, this is at the +1. So this is the first node, and then this is the second node. The first node plus the second node creates a single individual segment, and we're setting the start tangent and the end tangent based off of that. I feel like that ought to work. Right. Endpoint. So like this is an individual that looks so wrong. Segment. Spline segment. There we go. And then we go -1 because one less segment than number of, what do they call it? Nodes in a path. So like that's what's going on here, right? Then this is not in use. Garbage collect. If it's not actually garbage collecting, because we don't want to keep creating and destroying. We're just gonna hide it. So this is what's going on here. I don't know what I'm missing. Seems very, very straightforward. The only thing that makes sense to me is if the teleporation path does not accurately have the tangents on it. Where do you set the start and end locations? These are oh, the locations themselves? The locations themselves are being set right above it. Right above it, we're iterating over the path that we're getting from the spline itself. Or like, jump up to here. So this path is being created. Oh well, that's not the implementation. Hell, get all this out of here. I only want to look at the character. We're getting the path out of that wherever we just were, right here. This sets spline points. You give it a bunch of points, and then this like puts those points onto the spline itself, and then this is an out parameter, giving us the points back, indicated by that const there or whatever. At least I think that indicates that. And so we've got all of our points that way. Then we're passing the points into here, and the points off of the spline, we are then at making the location on the node. I could see, actually, there's no point in doing that. There's no point in doing the location on the node here anymore, right? We could and should probably move that to here. It needs an end location? It just has like a set world location. This is an individual spline component. Spline mesh. This is an individual spline mesh. Start and end tangents. Search for start. Says start tangent. Says get start offset. Kind of already have those. Get start roll. Start position. Well, let's look for end. Let's look for end. That end tangent. Get end. Set end position. All right. All right. Okay, so now we have it's setting the start location and setting the start location. This is the world location. No. We're setting set start location. Wait, these are position. This isn't location. I wonder if that's any different. Probably not. All right, so now we're setting the start tangent and setting the start position. And we're setting the end tangent in the end position. Start and end has it all in one. Well, we've done it. Not all in one. All right, let's see here. Start and end. Start position, start tangent, in position, in tangent. Yeah. All right, sure. And cut, bloop, 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 bloop. Copy, paste, oop, take that back. End location. Oh, start location, start tangent, end tangent, end tangent. End location. I'm really good with using Control C and Control V. You can't change my mind. Oh my god. I'm the worst at it. Alright. Alright! Now this is going, what's the order on this? Start position, start tangent, end position, end tangent. I'm gonna remove all these stupid comments. This one's actually kind of a good comment because, like, this -1 is probably something that people will miss. All right, build it. Build it. All right, there, built. All right, let's see. Did I already delete the silly thing I put in here? I think I did. All right, test it out. Look at that controller drift. Fuck, oh man. Controller drift. Wow, looky there. I did it 100% on my own with zero help from any additional arms that may or may not be coming out of my belly. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Enjoy your... Go back to eating your lasagna. So... It's beautiful. So the issue there that I was at the... Okay. So this up here was setting the start locations of each individual spot. And then I just thought I needed to set the... Well, so this was setting the world location. How does that even work? How does that even work? I mean, it looked relatively the same. Like, it has set world location. The hell is that even doing? What does it mean to be a world location? Because, yeah, you've got the starting component and the ending component. We saw that when I created the thing in the viewport. You had the start location, end location, start tangent, and end tangent. Yeah. I mean, so this is making individual nodes, and then we're adding those nodes over here. But then, like, why? Why? This is making one additional node every time. Weird. All right, yeah. So this has got a little extra going on in it, and then the tutorial led me astray. I would have been a lost soul.
Okay, welcome back. So we're gonna have a go first of all at getting.
Now let's all laugh at his solution as if we're just like
so I can
elegant masters.
One declaration here. I'm gonna have a start position, the start tangent.
Oh wait, no! It looks like he's doing what you had. No! Damn it!
Okay. Then I'm wanting to get hold of the local location and tangent at spline point. So we can do that quite simply.
I thought I was being cool with my declaration of putting all 4 variables on a single line. I thought I was being cool and nifty, and then he just does it like it's nothing.
What is the index of that point that we're going to be getting it at? Well, it's going to be I. And remember what I said about iterating over segments. Here we're iterating over the number of items in the path. If we do this -1, that's going to be iterating over the number of segments. In fact, let's make that super clear. It's going to be an int.
What?
Pull it out and call it segment number.
He's getting rid. He's doing it all in a single loop. That bastard.
The number of items in the path -1. So we're going to iterate over segment number instead. Quite straightforward, really. Just -1. So then with this segment number, we can say, okay, we're going to have point I.
I didn't realize that we weren't using the code that he had already used.
Its start position and end. Not end position, sorry, the start tangent. Like so. And then we want to do the same thing, copy and paste, but it's going to be I +1, which is going to be the point at the end of this segment, and it's going to be the end position and the end tangent, like so. So we've populated start position, tangent, end position, and tangent. And instead of setting the world location of our spline mesh, I'm not going to bother with that. I'm going to leave it in its default 0,0 position where it was attached to whatever the root component of it was. In fact, what is it attached to? It's attached to the VR root. Now, that's not going to be quite correct, is it? Because if we're getting positions that are in local space...
Yeah, I already moved it over to the controller.
Teleport path spline, then we want the local space to be the same for the spline mesh, so the easy solution for that is just to child, instead of to the VR root, we can child to the teleport path.
What? You can do that?
Component, and that should help ensure that the local spaces are going to be the same. And then what we want to go ahead and do is do a spline mesh. And
what did he call teleport path that I didn't call teleport path?
Find it. It's going to be something to do with set. I suspect.
Teleporation path.
Set. You can see there's ones for setting all sorts of things, but there is one that is set, start, and end.
That makes sense.
Takes everything, and it includes an update mesh, which we will want to have the mesh updated.
Oh,
so we're going to set start and end. So
I wasn't updating the mesh manually. Whenever I was doing it manually, I didn't update the mesh. I bet you that was the problem.
It's set to true. In fact, I think that was the default. So we can even leave that out entirely. And
All right, now how is he going to deal with this section?
Okay, let's hop into
All right, so let's see what his looks like. I don't need to
working.
build it up.
Okay, point at the ground. Oh, how good is that? We've got ourselves a nicely curved mesh going over every single segment. Now, what I was saying is that as I point it down, you can't really see it because they're going under the ground, but they are there, and you can see them a little bit when we're going through this wall. You can see that also when we don't have a location, we are still seeing the mesh, even though it's not being updated. It's being rotated around with us because it's just staying in the default location. So there's a couple of things we need to do to make sure that's not happening. First of all, I want to make sure that when we're using a spline mesh, it is set to visible, and I'm going to make it so that it defaults that everything else in every other thing in this pool, so we're going to iterate over everything in the mesh pool, is first of all set to invisible, and then anything that's used is set to visible. So it just defaults to being invisible, we set it to visible. We're going to do a 4.
I guess that's one way of doing it.
Mesh pool, so I'm just going to copy that here, and we know it's going to be a U spline mesh component that we're iterating over.
I mean, that's one way of doing it.
We are going to just go spline mesh, arrow, set visibility, I believe. Visibility, yep, I remember correctly. False.
So
and then what we want to do.
One benefit of mine is that my solution is we only iterate over all the things once.
When we actually do.
Wait, that's not true, is it? We were iterating over all of them up here, and then doing it again down here. All right, never mind. That's not true. Okay, sure. Go with that. Works out. Sure, you can be constant. Sure, you can be constant. Quit trying to optimize my code, visual or resharper. Cool. Yes, I like the segment number here, doing this so it's clear. See, I had to put a comment on it before because it wasn't clear. And anytime you got to make a comment, you could probably do something else. I am a huge advocate of like 0 comments in your code. Like if you need a comment above your, I like the annotations. Like, let's see if this does it. Yeah, so like this annotation where like I talk about what path is, like I give a description of what path is. That's cool. Super useful for those. But otherwise, like if you have to put a comment describing what your method does, then you should probably just name your method better, or you're doing too much in your method and you should break it up. When working on other people's horrible code, do you ever get the feeling like human race has gone too far and that we need to go back? No, I don't. Oh God, I shouldn't have started. I started a holy war without knowing it. I thought I could like rant about like my position on being commentless code, but with 6 corners here now, that might be a holy war. God, what have I done?
Use this spline mesh. So we've got this.
I mean, hey, 6 corners, how you doing? Appreciate you coming in, man.
Mesh pool, and we're just going to set its visibility first of all to true before we do anything else. That should.
I don't comment shit.
Any of the extra items we've got in our pool that were unused from being visible, and so it doesn't matter whether we can see.
Now, this is only good if you write clean code. That's a pretty big if.
And then finally, what we
but I trust. I have faith in you.
We don't have a destination. When we do this update destination marker method, and we've got as destination is false, we need to draw a teleport path that is empty, so that there is no items in the path. So that all
that's a good point.
The items in our teleport pool get set to invisible, so we don't get left with those items hanging around. I'm going to do this in the else block down here.
I mean, I just set the visibility of the entire path to false.
A variable called empty.
Why not do that?
Use it before I've created it.
I don't think you need.
Just going to be an.
Let me test. Let me make sure. Excuse me. I don't know if that came through or not. I didn't even know it was coming. Let me test to make sure that this does what I think it does. Interesting. Very, very interesting. That doesn't do what I thought it would do. It's still visible. Weird. What the hell's the point in the set visibility parameter if it's still visible? That seems a little silly to me. Alright, yeah, because the draw teleport path, and then over here, I guess all these meshes. It's not the path that's visible. Okay. Yeah. I'm with you. It's not the path that we're seeing. It's the spline meshes that we're seeing. And so now we gotta send an empty array.
The array of vectors for the points called empty path. Not going to use many resources because it's just an empty T array. It's really not got very much in at all.
Can you do this?
And
I don't know if you can do this.
When we go into the teleport path, it's going to be an empty T array. So we'll
Nope.
first of all go and set all the visibilities to false. Then the segment number, what's that going to be? Well, you'll notice the segment number, the number in the path is going to be 0, so it's actually going to be -1. So clearly, with I equals 0, I less than -1 is going to be false. So we don't even go through the for loop. Nothing is set to visible, so everything was just set to invisible. Just reasoning that through. Let's go ahead and build, and let's go ahead.
Empty path to remove.
See whether we've succeeded in hiding the extra meshes when they are unwanted. Let's go ahead and
Laser.
play.
I don't know what the hell you want to call that.
Meshes, no meshes, no meshes. Point at the ground, meshes. Point away, no meshes. Excellent. We have got our teleport mechanism working. There's just one problem, which is that when we point at
Look at that super long name.
And go to a point, we're not actually 100% in the right
Look at that super
location.
long name.
This is a quick little bug fix that you may have noticed was my problem, really. And here, when we do this finish teleport, we are doing a set actor to the destination marker, get component location plus the capsule height. But you'll notice this is just actually a.
What the hell is he going on about? Finish teleport is in here. Oh, okay, yeah. Wait, what? What the fuck is he talking about? All right, he just said there was a bug, and he's trying to fix the bug. What is the bug? Let's rewind. I want to see what the bug was.
And go to a point. You're not actually 100% in the right location. This is a quick little bug
No, we're
fix.
not. I haven't noticed that.
You may have noticed.
No one else reads it, so I'm only screwing myself. True. And like whenever somebody goes to update a bug, they update the code and they never change the comment, you know? Sometimes people write code that looks like it shouldn't be there. They use comments to warn future people against removing it. Think a comment like that is okay? It should be clear as to why it's there and what it's doing. Like, so literally, I don't know how long you've been here. I think it was literally just like 5 minutes before you were here. I wrote a comment above my for loop because I had path number -1, and I wrote a comment that said, it's -1 because I'm going by segments, not path nodes. Because if you got 3 nodes, then you've only got 2 segments, right? Like your finger, right? We've got 4 nodes, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we've got 3 paths. And so I wrote a comment like that, and then this guy, who's apparently better than me, because I mean he definitely probably should be if he's teaching me, right? He was like, do this, that way it's a segment number, and I was like, holy shit, yeah, that removes the need for my comment because it's clear. So yeah, I think if you're writing comments, there's generally, it might not be immediately obvious to you how you can redo it to remove the need for the comment, but you probably can. And if you can't, then you've got like other issues going on. Maybe it's just like dependency hell, or because like we suffer from that at my work, where like you make one change in a service like 5 abstractions away and something else breaks because they're just like stupid dependencies that doesn't make any damn sense at all. And that's because our company used to hire programmers that didn't know what the hell they were doing. And now we have to deal with it. But yeah, if you're in that situation where you can't fix it, then yes, you got red tape in the way. I can see why you'd put a comment there.
Noticed it was my problem, really. And here, when we do this finish teleport, we are doing a set actor to the destination marker, get component location plus the capsule height. But you'll notice this is just actually a float. So I don't even know why we didn't get an error when we were trying to do this addition. It really shouldn't be possible. So if we do an f vector destination intermediate variable and set it to the component location, and then if we tried to increment that destination, so destination plus equals, and then this capsule half height, I think you'll see that this doesn't actually make sense. And in fact, the compiler will be giving us an error here because it's saying you can't do this with a float.
I think I've already fixed this bug he's talking about.
So it's going to be the get actor, I think it's up vector, we multiply by that.
So we both have this. I'm only affecting the Z component here. He's doing something else here. What the hell's going on over here? Get capsule component. Get scaled capsule half height. Yeah, so yeah. But I'm only putting it on the Z vector.
That, and suddenly this all makes...
Oh, and he's multiplying it by the actor up vector? Well, that seems weird. I'm just gonna leave what I got. I think what I got works.
To the right location. Just a little bug fix there.
I'm gonna go ahead and like do this. All right, we are actually teleporting where I clicked the button, right? I mean, I haven't paid the closest attention. Let's double check that real quick. I'm not experiencing whatever bug he was talking about, so I'm just gonna remove that code because he was saying that he's not teleporting where he wants to teleport, but we're going right where we want to go. The best comments are the ones that contain removed irrelevant code. Yeah. Well, I was just doing that because I was thinking I might have to swap it over, but we don't have to swap it over. And I don't have source control, so yes. Sometimes I've got to do that. Sometimes. All right, let's see here.
Congratulations, that wraps up teleporting. We're now teleporting to the right place. We are getting a little
sweet
teleport path through that laser pointer.
Now we got a little quiz to do.
And it's just looking great. It's working very well. Big pats on the back all around, and I'll see you in the next lecture.
That's why it doesn't let us teleport to walls or to the tables or to other things. We've got a nav mesh on the ground, and we got a... Oh, whoops. I just closed the thing I was trying to look for. Yeah, there's a nav mesh on the ground, and you've got to collide with that. So... Yep. It gets a little wonky through these locations. We can also move by joystick. So like, I don't know how to get the nav mesh to work on the stairs, because you can't really see up here very well when you're down here. So it's really difficult to teleport up the stairs. So yeah, I don't know what to do about that. I was the one that told you about it. Oh yeah. What? Oh, yeah. I see it's floating. I'm with you. Yeah, you're right. I totally do remember that because I was like, I can't find it. Where the fuck is it? He says to go here. It's not here. Well, you see, I have the memory of a squirrel. I don't know if that's good or bad, but it sounds about right. They're tall woodland creatures. Tall. Small. They're small. Did I say tall? What the hell? We're crossing wires in my brain here. Alright, whatever. I'm passing this quiz, alright? I'm proving to you that I'm learning here, alright? Your game needs to location and game needs to the location of hand controllers. What do you use to achieve this on Unreal? What? What? I don't know what it's asking. Your game needs to the location of hand controllers. What do you use to achieve this on Unreal? I think that we had to set like E controller hand and like the type for what hand it was and what type of device we're using. I think that's the thing we had to do. But I don't know if that's what it's asking for here. I'm just gonna go with that. No? Alright, well then it's motion controller, come on it. No. Oh, your game needs to use the location of hand controllers. Oh, yeah. Okay, that makes so much more sense. I thought it was talking. I don't know why I interpreted the question. English isn't my primary language. But I interpreted the question to be asking like Sim Controller's gonna pull it up. I assumed it was asking about this, like the tracking source, like Unreal. The game needs to the location of hand controllers, right? That's all it said to me, and I'm like, and I've hit E controller hand, which is this. I went back on the question, so like this is what I selected, and yeah, but yeah, no, that makes sense. If you're gonna use, yeah. Makes sense when you put the word use in there, but without the word use and me trying to guess it and not being very good at guessing sentences, I can't. There are two types of people, okay? Those who can interpret from missing information. What is your primary language? I don't know. Gibberish. Caveman grunts. We're going with caveman grunts, followed by C#, followed by basic algebra. And then we might get to English, because math is its own language. Don't lie to me. All right, which of the following physical attributes can a parabola be used to represent? The following physical attributes can a parabola... Projectile path in a vacuum. Yeah, I don't think we have any... Which is also a planet orbit, right? I mean, a planet orbit is an ellipse. I'm gonna go with this. Yeah, I'm right. All right. Suppose you have a platform in your game, that needs to follow a curved path through the air. You want your designer to have full control over this path. How should you implement this? Create an array of locations that the designer can tweak. Make the platform follow a spline. It's probably that one. Create a curve asset. Allow the designer to define the parameters of the curve. So an array of location that the designer can tweak, I think, is a spline. And then allow the designer to define the parameters of the curve is a spline. So I'm going to go with a spline. Which of the following happens automatically when creating a default sub-object instead of creating a U object at runtime? Registration. By default, all objects comply with police officers and show the registration. All right, I wish to keep a list of U objects. How can I ensure that they don't get garbage collected? Store them in a T array in a U property. Yeah, the U property is very, very important. Store them in a T array public member? Nope. Store them in a C++ array in a U properly. Oh no, because this is going to be the standard library. I was like, how is option 1 and 3 different? Store any form of pointer to them as a U object. That's not true. You have to have the U property on it, or else Unreal Engine will gobble that shit up. A spline mesh can be deformed with the start and end position and tangent only into any shape. A spline mesh can into any shape. A spline mesh can along a whole spline component. A spline mesh can like a skeletal mesh. Am I having a stroke? Start in position and tangent only. What? Why am I so easily confused right now? Am I being easily confused, or is this confusing? I don't know which one it is. You can throw some lifts in the chat if I'm being easily confused, or if this is confusing. So this doesn't, like, you gotta have a start tangent and end tangent as well, which makes me reluctant to click on this first one, but because the questions are kind of awkward, I can see them missing that in the answer. So a spline mesh is not a spline component. It's just it's a mesh for the individual segment. So like a spline mesh can along the whole spline component make sense to me too. Like, and you could add a bajillion spline meshes all over the place, but no, you can do a component into any shape. Like, I'm pretty sure it's not 2 or 4, but I'm equally convinced it's 1 and 3. A spline mesh can frequently next Tuesday. All right, on that one, we're gonna check the answer. All right, it's the first one. Sweet. I got all those right. All right, the first question was a trap. All right, the first question was designed by Belly Arms. He was in here like, I'm gonna get this fool, and you succeeded. Congratulations. Oh, what the hell is this? Note for 422. In the following lecture, we'll be putting controllers into separate actors. Thank you. Wait. Actors, not components. Damn you. And put controllers in separate actors. This code in the lecture won't work in 422. You'll need to set the owner of the hand controller actor. Working fine for me right now. They look set attached to component. Oh. Oh. Yes. Well, I don't know what's going to be happening over here. It's going to be doing some changes coming up. All right, but because I'm going to forget this, I'm going to drop this in now. Despite our cuz I'm not going to start on this quiz thingy. So we're going to do this right now while I'm looking at it. That way, next time I'm going to start right away on the querying overlapping actors, most likely. All right, so the next section, I'm pretty excited. So we went through 40 minutes of material in 3 hours. We ended up doing a full stream today. I do that, I think every single time I've done the programming stream, I've done that, where I'm like, well, this one and last time, I'm like, I'm not really feeling it. We might call it early, and then we go the whole time with me willing to go more. Like, I'm willing to keep going. But I won't. I will resist because I need to go to bed on time. That's something I have not been doing. And I'm suffering from it. So sleepy. But yeah, this next section, as you can see, with climbing, etc., this is all going to be set up for getting climbing in. So we'll have, at the end of this next little segment, we'll have the ability to move with the joystick that puts in blinders on us, which we want to make configurable. Configure how severe the blinders are, configure if there are any blinders, because I personally don't like them. I like to move with the joystick, and I do not like the things coming in. I hate that. I know it's for motion sickness. I don't get motion sickness from it anymore. And then we have the ability to teleport, and the teleport looks really cool. And then we're building out the ability to climb, and that's really sweet too. And then we'll be done with the first section, which looks to be about 30% of the entire course. The remaining 70% of the course, I think, is entirely about... Oh, no, it's not. We got saving. So I thought it was all about doing user interface within Unreal Engine 5, but we got saving. It looks like we got some painting, 3D painting with splines. That sounds kind of cool. Serializing the game state, I think that's for long-term saving. So Unreal Engine offers the ability to save, and it's like this weird file or something. And I wish I could save to like SQL. I mean, I know I could if I did the work for it. I wish it supported natively saving to SQL, because I want to build like one monolith game that does everything. And so like you save your stuff from the game to a SQL database, and then I can build like a helper mobile app or a website or something to where you can manage your stuff away from the game itself. I think that would be super cool. Yeah, and then understanding good VR design, so that's going to be VR interfaces. What else have we got in here? UMG? What the hell is that? Is that the menus on the screen? Flash screens, that's kind of cool. Loading saved games. Wait, you do save games way the hell up above, but you don't load them until now? That's weird. In the game mode. Oh, interesting. Which SQL? Are you a big fan? Are you a big SQL fan? I do like SQL. My only exposure is like SQL, and then I've been exposed to Mongo. And I don't particularly like see any difference between like SQL, MySQL, SQLite. I don't see any difference in any of those whenever I've used them, because I've only like bare bones used them. So the minutia between them all is lost upon me. I don't know what the hell half the stuff is in here, but there's a lot of it. I'm pretty excited about it. Unreal Motion Graphics, fancy name for UI. Oh, okay, all right. So that is the things on the menu. Man, I tried to show off something the other day. Last time we streamed, I think it was last time we streamed, and it did not launch. Let's see if we can get lucky. Yeah, save it, whatever. Let's try to get lucky here. We probably can't get lucky. We're gonna try. But yeah, so I don't really have anything too much planned for this VR stuff. I've started a couple other projects. I showed off the inventory system. No, the survival game where we could walk around and pick up the AKs, and it froze and crashed a couple times. I showed that off a little bit, so that was working. But like, I've got like two things I really want to make. So thing number one is Splinter Cell Double Agent, not Chaos Theory. Everybody loves Chaos Theory. I love Double Agent more. Yes, this is all out of whack. And I tried to like doing the rebuild and it failed, and I don't know. Fucked this all up somehow. It's in source control. That project's in source control though, so I'm not too worried about it. I'll be able to fix it. But yeah, I want to redo Splinter Cell. I really love the Spies versus Mercs. I love the asymmetrical gameplay where you got defenders with guns, you've got attackers that don't have guns, you've got like environments. Like if it's an open environment, the people with the gun is super strong, but like in a condensed, closed-in environment, the people without weapons, they can kill you by landing on you and like breaking your neck. So like if you're in an area like a warehouse with like high up rafter beams, you're fucking scared shitless even though you got a gun, because it's not your environment. You're not strong there. It's not, and so like you've got the again, the people with guns are defending, and the people without guns are trying to like break in and steal stuff. And I love that game so much. Nothing compares to it for me. I own 6 copies of it, literally. I own 4 Xbox 360s, so I can do a 2 versus 2 LAN party on the game. It supports up to 3 versus 3. Like, I love this shit so much. I want to remake that game because all the new installations of Splinter Cell have sucked from a multiplayer perspective. Their single player isn't really Splinter Cell. It's like an action game, and it's fun, but it's not really a Splinter Cell single player. But I don't have any interest in doing Splinter Cell single player. None at all. And then the other thing I want to do is, I think Tarkov is a great game, but it's just, they don't make it fun. Like, their business model is to get punched in the dick. And so I want to remake that Tarkov, but in a sci-fi setting. Those are the two things I really want to do. And those two things are extremely huge. And I've lost interest in wanting to do the Tarkov thing because Cycle Frontier, this is Tarkov but fun. Like, you're fighting aliens, you still have other players to worry about. If you know anything about Tarkov, it's 100% Tarkov, but scavs are replaced with giant dinosaur monster alien things. And it's so, you have a HUD, it'll be like, in Tarkov, they're like, go get the golden pocket watch, and they don't tell you what fucking map it's on. They don't tell you where it is. You're nothing. They just say, go get a golden pocket watch. But in this game, they'll be like, yeah, it's over there, and here's a marker, so you can go find it. Like, they actually want you to enjoy the game while you're playing it. So I'm super excited for this game to come out. And because they're basically doing what I want to do, I don't want to do it because they're doing it. right? Like, I'm lazy. They can do the hard work. I'll just play the game when it's done. But yeah, those are the two. Wrong button. Those are the two games that I really want to like try to make. But they're huge and massive.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Shine Eye. Happy birthday to you. Love you lots.
How do you get friends to play shooters they don't want to play, like that Splinter Cell game? Well, I say it's my birthday, and I set up everything, and I go, please play this game with me, and then I just end up kicking their asses over and over again. And then we don't play it again for like another year. That's how I do it at Six Corners. I guilt trip them. I go, it's my birthday, please play with me. And that's what we do. It's a great strategy. I strongly recommend emotionally manipulating your friends to do things they don't want to do. Strong, hard, good approval. There's a lot of sarcasm in here, and I deliver things dry, so I'm not actually advocating for that. And somebody's gonna be like, he's an asshole, he's evil. But yeah, no, I don't know. We just do it every now and then. Is there a birthday stream? I did not set anything up. I'm like, I haven't been doing anything. All right, I like barely sleep, and then I work, and then I just play video games, and that's my way of coping with the pandemic, I guess. I don't know, but I haven't done anything I need to do. I need new glasses. I need to get the oil changed. I need to take that damn box in to get changed. And no, I didn't message anybody to try to do a birthday stream. I will be streaming, not tomorrow. Tomorrow is my birthday. I'll stream on Wednesday, and what we'll do is we'll probably play, like, I'll try to see if there's enough interest in doing a Jackbox game or something, because that's something you can do without planning. But if not, then I don't know what we'll do. We'll do something else. Last year, I think it was last year, maybe it was the year before. I think it was last year. We got like a bunch of streamers together, and we played like golf with friends. We played Jackbox games. I actually played Splinter Cell. It's called Intruder. Intruder on Steam is like $20. This one is like Chaos Theory. It's made by fans of Splinter Cell, but they were fans of Chaos Theory. The difference between Chaos Theory and Double Agent is Chaos Theory is hard as fuck. It's so hard. And so, yeah, I got a bunch of people to play that game. I had to buy it for a bunch of them because like, I'm not paying $20 to play a game for one day and that I'm never playing again. And that's just how much I love playing Splinter Cell Online that I bought it for a couple of them. And then, like, I don't remember how we ended that stream. But, yeah, we played, like, 10 hours or something of just a bunch of games. And it was super fun. But I didn't message anybody. So, whoops. Splinter Cell game is the best one, and why is it blacklist? Well, at least you didn't say Conviction. Conviction is the worst one. Honestly, blacklist is fine. People hate on that one. I think it's okay. Now, they gave the spies and mercenaries guns in it whenever you're playing multiplayer, and that's kind of lame. But it's still pretty good. It was still all right. And then the campaign, it's like it's not a stealth game at all. It's an action game. But like, if you can just buy a Splinter Cell game and not want to play a stealth game, then you can really enjoy it. It was a lot of fun, but like I just had to curb my expectations. It was not the stealth game at all, but it was still super fun. Hitman 3 came out. I think it's Hitman 3. Hitman Trilogy, maybe? There was a Hitman release on Steam within like the week, and it has VR on it. I'm pretty interested, but like all the reviews are pretty negative. Like, if you crouch in real life, you don't crouch in the game. When you have to reload, like most VR games, when you reload, you like pull the magazine out, put it in, and then you cock the gun back. You don't do any of that. You just push the reload button. Like, it's not really a VR game, but I've heard people give it like 2 out of 10s, and I've heard people giving it like 9 out of 10. So like, it's super polarizing where people either love it or hate it, and it's $60. So I think I would probably not like it. Like, I don't like, if I crouch in real life, I want to crouch in the game. I don't want to have to hit the crouch button. Like, I like that it has a toggleable button because you're going to be crouched all the time, but like, why not both? Why not both? That's all I'm saying. Why not both? Anyway, whenever I was ranting about the games I want to make that I've thought of and stuff like that, the current plan is to just do something simple like I Spy, maybe like floors on lava or something like. But I'm open to suggestions. So, the hell was it? Belly Arms, was it your project, the chess project? I think it was. Yeah, so like, I'm super open to other ideas. Another thing that I had like kind of half worked on was a wave shooter. The thing I'm trying to show off that won't load, that's actually in source control, is a wave shooter. And I wanted to integrate that with Twitch chat, because that would be cool, right? Like, so like Twitch chat could like redeem channel points to drop in like big scary monsters, or they could like throw bits to drop in monsters, or they could throw bits to give you a new gun or whatever. Like, so like it's interactive. They could help you or hurt you, and it would be like, I think that sounds super cool. Because like I played for a while on Stream Raiders, and I mean I got the logo, it's just disabled. Where's it at? Yeah, boom, right there. Stream Raiders over there. And the Stream Raiders is an interactive game, but like it's like chat places units once every 5 minutes, and then at the end of the 30 minutes there's a battle. And like that's not really like actively playing with me, you know? That's just like, we're kind of doing something together. And I think it would be super sweet. Like I was kind of inspired by Zokia Media's stuff, because Zokia Media's got a lot of super interactive chat things. He's got like Splunker with things falling down. He's got like a bunch of shit, a whole bunch of little mini games. It's really cool. And I was like, you know, I like shooters and stuff. It'd be kind of cool to like mix it with that. So like you could have them like skip you a wave or buff the wave or something. I don't know, just an idea. But that's not a VR idea. Although, honestly, ideally, VR is not that big of a deal. You just build your game, and then you change the control scheme. That's it. Ideally. I don't know why ports suck so bad. I don't see how it can... I don't get why it's not that simple. I feel like it should just be that simple. Like, all you're doing in VR is controlling things. Now, you don't want, like, in a shooter, you don't want people in VR versus people not in VR. That's not fair. Because keyboard and mouse is going to aim a lot better, but... yeah, small ideas or simple ideas, I'd be down for it. Is it on Xbox Game Pass? Is Intruder on Xbox Game Pass? I don't think so. Is Blacklist on there? Maybe. I don't even know. I mean, I do have Game Pass. I don't know how to get to it, really. I don't ever use it. Xbox Game Bar? Xbox Companion? Xbox Console? Xbox something? But I don't think Intruder is. Intruder was like a passion project by some people. How about that Bungie acquisition? Sony bought Bungie, which blows my mind. Oh no. Oh. The Hitman VR trilogy is on Xbox Game Pass. Sweet, I can try it without spending $60 to see if I like it or not. Man, those damn knock. That damn knock. You should look at the Team Fortress 2 VR settings so you can see what happens when someone does the bare minimum effort to implement it. Well, Hitman Trilogy is actually on Xbox Game Pass, so I can try that out without buying it. I am just going to have to do that. Quit it, guys. Quit it, guys. I love talking. I will talk forever, but I can't talk forever. Talking forever is it's just not possible. It's not a winning strategy, you know? Hey, let's go hang out. Trying to decide if I want to raid Queen FPS or not. It's a nice suggestion. Like, feel weird. Like, Jim Davis has also suggested to me, and I haven't watched Magic in a while. I'm pretty interested in Magic, but like, I feel so weird whenever I raid somebody huge, you know? It's like, I don't know. I don't know why. They don't ever make it a big deal. I always make it a big deal. Maybe I'm being weird about it. That's the thing. It's only weird if you're weird about it, right? And I'm being weird about it. So if I just stop being weird about it, it's not weird anymore. Let's go check out Queen FPS on Escape from Tarkov. I haven't seen them in a hot minute. Uncle B, drop the raid and walk away. No, you gotta hang out. When you raid out, you gotta hang out. Come on now. Uncle B, we raid Uncle B all the time. we can only raid. We gotta like once every other week, right? I feel like that's a decent cadence. We gotta mix it up, spread the love around, rub it in, spread the love all over, like, and then just rub it in. Yeah, that's live. Who else do I like actually know that's live? Oh my God, Twitch, you stupid dingling, fighting me on everything. You're right. I mean, I like Uncle B. I ended up raiding semi-functional quite frequently as well. Yeah, I think I'm interested in catching some Tarkov, but checking somebody else out. You know what I miss? I miss Lizardorks. Or not Lizardork. I just now noticed that they're not online. What the hell is their name? I used to almost always raid out to, why do I suck with names? Alright, she streamed like Star Wars all the time on Mondays. Mondays was her Star Wars night. And then when she finished up every Star Wars game, it became Final Fantasy. Bird. Woodland Bird. There we go, I did it. Mini Gaming Gibbs, I don't think they're online. If they are, then they suck at suggesting things to me. Yeah, they're not online. Minigaming Gibbs isn't online. All right, I'm just gonna hit up Queen FPS. We're gonna go say hey and enjoy some of the sweet, sweet Tarkov action. That's the plan. That's it. I decreed it. Yeah, but yeah, minigaming. Yeah, Woodland Bird. I haven't seen them in a minute. I think that they were having a kid, so maybe they just had the child or something. I'm not sure. I'm gonna go check out the Twitter actually right after this raid, because now I'm curious. Man, you know what? Catch you later. And have a great birthday if I don't see you. Thank you so much, Belly Arms. Dude, I appreciate you being here. And if I keep... I don't know. Yeah. I was like... I realize I keep saying dude stuff. You're a programmer, right? You're like 90% chance to be male. I'm sorry. That's just the way it is. Love the decree. The decree has been made. Love you too, Playing Lady. Take care, everybody. Again, appreciate y'all being here. I really enjoy these programming streams. I dig them. And oh man, I'm thinking once we finish up the once we finish up the wall climbing movement, I'm gonna try to do a couple refactoring streams on my own, because he makes a new project for the VR UI stuff, and I want it to be the same projects, and I also really want like all the stuff to be broken out into a movement component. So what I'm saying is, I'm gonna break everything and then cry myself to sleep because I don't have source control set up. That's what I'm saying. So it'll be a good time. Catch you guys later. See you on Wednesday for sure. Wednesday we'll be playing something or another, and most likely gonna be Jackbox games of some sort. It'll be fun. You should play. That's the whole point of Jackbox games, is we can all play together. Bye.